Manx Radio 1368, the best biking station in the world. Brought to you by Kawasaki Insurance.
Welcome back to the Blackford Financial Services pre-TT Classic Road Race meeting for 2024. All the practicing now is done and dusted. We are set to go racing. Roads have closed around the Colas Billown Course. We've got the inspection cars out there on track ready to go and have a look at this 4.25 miles circuit just to check everything is in order. Few dark clouds around, so let's just take a look at that weather forecast. Mostly dry, say Ronaldsway Met Office, and fairly cloudy this evening and tonight, with cloud thickening and lowering overnight, with some patchy light rain or drizzle developing by the end of the night. Light to moderate easterly winds becoming variable by the morning. Minimum temperatures around 10. Of course, we've got racing tomorrow afternoon. Mostly cloudy, unfortunately, tomorrow, with outbreaks of rain or drizzle through much of the day. Winds light but settling west later, and with the maximum temperature of 14 Celsius, and the outbreaks of rain will then clear overnight into Monday. We've got a few spots of rain in the air. We've had that from time to time during the interval between practice and racing, so we're keeping our fingers crossed. Don't look at the rainfall radar apps, because they are telling, well, we'll wait and see. But let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that we can get away with things. So the timetable this evening, we've got race 1 away at around about 6:20. That's the MSPR singles race, so 350 and 250 machines in that. That's over 6 laps. Race 2 is the Foraging Vintners 1100cc classic race, 7 laps for those outfits. Race 3 is the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike race, again 7 laps ahead for them. And we finish this evening with the 3-wheeling sidecar race over 4 laps. Just before we give you the grid, been asked to put an appeal out for a wheelchair wheel. Somebody down at the clubhouse there, their wheelchair unfortunately has collapsed on one side, so they need a caster and wheel. If you can help out, please ring Julie, and we've been given permission to put this number out. 07505 478 146. Ring Julie if you can help with a caster and wheel for a wheelchair. 07505 478 146. Let's look at the grid then for this first race for the MSPR singles race. And on pole is number 21, Will Loader. Middle of the front row is number 25, Andrew Guy. And then completing the front row on the near side here to the commentary box is number 72, Shelley Pike. First of the 250 machines is the first on row 2. That's number 103, Andy Hunt. Then we have number 27 in the middle, John Cliff. And number 22, Rod Graham. Third row, second of the 250s, is number 63, Angela Cragg. 79, Edward Poole. 77, Neil Champion. Fourth row, another 250, is number 69, Jeff Bates. And number 40, Barry Davidson. And then we have number 93, Gary Abbott. And then 2 more 250s on row 5 to complete the grid. 45, Steve Higgerty. And 76, Roy Phipps. So I make it, we've got just the 6 250s out there. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 350s. So there has been a little bit of attrition during the practicing for this, because we did have 10 250s originally and 12 350s on the entry list. So, yeah, it's the classic racing, isn't it? There is going to be some attrition. Well, as well as the dark clouds, just getting the odd report out there that there's a few spots of rain around, but also the sun is out. Typical Isle of Man weather, to say the least, but some very dark clouds around. And we'll just get a view on conditions and the prospects and the reflections as well as the steam train from Port Erin heads towards Castletown. Onwards it will go to Douglas. Let's just reflect on Well, we had an amazing evening last night. Dan Sale was the star in those cold conditions, and he reinforced that earlier today. But there were other stars out there in the practice session as well this afternoon. The speeds were higher in the warmer and fairer and lighter conditions. Let's get the thoughts and build up to this singles classic race. Rob Pritchard at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, good evening, Tim. Good evening, everyone, once again around the Billown Course and beyond. Taking a look at the conditions, Tim mentioned there that we've just had some gloomy grey clouds hanging over, and that has been the case over here at Cross Four Ways, even though the sun has made a brief appearance just in the last few minutes. So around 45 minutes before roads closed, and since then, we have had just a couple of very light and very brief bits of rain here down at Cross Four Ways. Only light drops, really, and only dropping for around 5 minutes or so at a time, so really not a lengthy spell of rainfall here down at Cross Four Ways. It's all seemed to have stopped for now, and a lot of those grey clouds that have been circling are starting to make their way into the distance as I look across the track towards South Barrule, and because I can see the summit of South Barrule very clearly, that indicates to me that the cloud isn't hanging too low either. So fingers crossed that all those other grey clouds that are making their way towards us just continue on their merry way and don't cause us any particular issues out here on track. Just taking a look then at this singles classic race lineup as well, and number 21 Will Loader, well, he really set down the benchmark, didn't he, in that opening session yesterday. After that first session was just over 21 seconds ahead of the nearest competitor, number 103 Andy Hunt, who Tim has mentioned is on the second row for this particular race. That gap cut considerably though in the second practice session earlier today. Andrew Guy, the quickest in that particular session, 3 minutes 10.887, but that is still a little bit of a distance off Will Loader's benchmark that still stands from Friday evening of 3 minutes 2.639. But looking at the other times around that second session, it's a little bit closer than that, because number 72, Shelley Pike, very good running there to get onto the front row as well, alongside Loader and Andrew Guy as well. Andy Hunt, another one who did pretty well in this class last year as well, getting onto the second row as well. So maybe if they just get that good run once those lights do go out, all could potentially change there. And number 27, John Cliff, and number 22, Rod Graham. Rod Graham has been consistently in and around those top 5 positions throughout the practice for this particular category. And if we're talking about highlights from the last session, well, Tim's already alluded to it. What a lap that was on the 125cc Post Classic by Dan Sale at over 86 miles an hour. That being said, though, on the next and final flying lap, I believe, of that session, he did actually come to a halt here at Cross Four Ways. And obviously since then, the bike has been returned to the paddock after Dan Sale's retirement in that particular session. All eyes will be going into that combined 250cc and 125cc event due to take place tomorrow. Has he been able to get that bike ready in time? But that is all to come. And looking at some of the other particular classes around this evening as well, the 1100cc class as well, and at the top of the order there, Adam McLean as well, and running well, Adam McLean. But that being said, again, cutting down on that time, number 2, Andy Hornby as well, and might just make it a little more interesting going into that particular race after that second session in particular. And just taking a look elsewhere in the field as well, Andy Hornby, as we mentioned, quickest time in the practice, 2:42.645, and Joe Yeardsley also improving on his time on the Royal Enfield on the number 1 machine at 2:45.891. I did mention that I wondered if the Royal Enfield machines will be the ones to potentially be the ones to beat in that particular class, the 1100cc, but Andy Hornby just asking a few more questions, and do not rule out the likes of number 12 Richard Ford and number 5 Paul Cassidy, who both went well today. One thing that was noticeable rather more generally as well is that outside maybe the front 2 rows, where it is often hotly contested around the Billown Course, is some of the sheer improvements that some of those riders made out there further down the field as well. Some of them knocking off the likes of 5, 10 or even 15 seconds, the likes of those off their times from yesterday as well. So clearly the work that has been done behind the scenes, either last night or this morning before the practice and final practice and qualifying, I should say, clearly paying dividends. So that might just add a little bit of an extra ingredient to the mass start racing we enjoy here around the Billown Course. So all set to go at Cross Four Ways. As I mentioned, there's grey clouds still lingering over, but fingers crossed all the weather holds and we can get an action-packed evening of racing here at the Billown Course. But in the meantime, Tim, back to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Rob Pritchard. And the course cars have left here, so they're doing their little trip around just to check everything's in order. All the I's are dotted and the T's crossed. And there might be, Rob, that you were mentioning there, you mentioned Adam McLean being the quickest in the second race, the 1100cc classic race that we've got to look forward to over 7 laps. But I haven't got him on the start sheet, the grid order. I have Andy Hornby in the pole position. And no Adam McLean, and he wasn't out at all this afternoon. I know a man who's got his finger on the pulse and may well have news of that, and that is Chris Kinley. There's no McLean there, but Hornby on pole. Have you picked anything up?
I think you are about right, to be fair, Tim. We'll have a little watch in a minute. We've actually made our way down into the holding area now, because the old has just gone to say it's a minute to go before the start of this one, before we get the machines into the little holding area which we have. The form up in here, for those who don't know, if you just picture in your mind's eye for me, if you will, a little stretch of tarmac, which is probably, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, I've only got 5, 6, about 8 metres wide, okay, and it's split into slots of 3. So there's 3 lines, half squares all across, and it's 21 wheel loader who is coming through on the 21 machine. It's definitely the man to watch in this one. Give us a big thumbs up. 72 in there as well. We must also remember, by the way, the first 254-stroke winner of this gets the Ted Fenwick Trophy. 5 times winner of the 250 part of this in 98, 99, 2010, 2011 and 2015. Ted Fenwick, who we remember with fondness, because every year when he came, they changed this number, didn't he? It kind of went up 76, 77, 78, etc., etc. You kind of get the gist of it, don't you? 63 then rolls into her position. Angela Cragg, she was 16th in this race last year, 45, 22, 27, all in position. No Adam McLean as of yet. So the front row at the moment, try not to, keeping my eye on here, try not to get run over. Number 103, he gets into his grid position, so that's the second row back. So the front row will be 21 Will Loader, 25 Andrew Guy, who was 8th last year, and 72 Shelley Pike, newcomer last year, of course. She's on the front row there with the blue plates, with the 251 to 350s. Okay, so the gate is open. Second row will be 103. That's Andy Hunt, 4th last year for Andy. 27 next to him is John Cliff, and number 22 Rod Graham. He was 9th last year. He completes the second row. Third row is get down. Very, very good. Nice that from Andy Hunt. Gets himself right behind the bubble. He's like me, a little fella, should be able to get in behind there on his machine. He's running a 250. Ducati Mons, he's from Ely. The third row is 63. 63 is Angela Cragg. 79 next to Angela is Edward Poole, 12th last year for Edward. And 77 Neil Champion. Good to see Neil back out here. First time for Neil on that bike on the roads anyway. 69, 40 and 93. 69 is Jeff Bates. Jeff was 10th last year. 40 Barry Davison, 3rd last year, so he'll be one to watch. Will Barry. And of course number 93 in there as well, the newcomer on the Gary Abbott's PSA 350 Gold Star. 45, 76 is the next row. 45 is Steve Hegarty, 17th for him last year. 76 next to him is Roy Phipps, 20th last year. 15 next to him is of course Bob Doughty on the little Ducati. Had problems on the first night, but he's all sorted now. He's in there, and just at the back we're going to have a couple of other runners from different classes who want to get out for a run. They've obviously been to speak to the old clerk of the course. Old clerk of the course, the clerk of the course, and obviously get permission to go out for a run. So here we go. Stand by, enjoy. Three machines just at the back of the field there now, so that sets the scene for race number 1 at the Blackford Financial Services Pre-TT Classic Races. Is the MSP-R Singles Classic Race. Going to be a crack of this over 6 lap, 25.5 miles. That's all it is in distance out there across 4 ways. Waiting is Rob.
Indeed, just looking again at the first and second row there, just one of the 6 machines on the first 2 rows being one of those 250 machines on the green, place number 103, Andy Hunt, but slotting in behind on the third row very closely will be number 63, Angela Cragg, as well on the Manx Norton there, and if getting a decent run, potentially getting a decent run off the start line as well, given the fact that those 350s, if they're going to make a break for it straight off the bat, and that might give just number 103, Andy Hunt, just a little bit of traffic to potentially think about heading up towards Ballachagan on that opening straight as we prepare to welcome the machines around to Cross Four Ways on this little sighting lap before this race gets underway. 6 laps covering 25.5 miles here, the singles classic race, remember. And just a reminder for those who may have missed it before, this is of course the machines split into 2 classes. So the first of those on the green plates, the 175cc to 250cc. And in the second class on the blue plates is the 251cc to 350cc. So just bear that in mind if you're watching those machines out and about at the moment. It is effectively 2 races in one here. But yeah, we've mentioned number 103, Andy Hunter, number 63, Angela Cragg as well. Do not rule out, though, previous winner in this particular class, number 40, Barry Davidson on the 250 J&G Racing Honda as well. Back on the 4th row at the moment, but with any potential luck off the start line, if they get a good break, Barry Davidson might put himself right in the mix, as we have got the travelling marshal welcoming the riders round, followed closely by number 21, Will Loader, the man to beat by the looks of it in this particular class, who's just ahead of numbers 25 and 72 and 27 in there. John Cliff at the back of that one. Number 22, Rod Graham, and number 103, Andy Hunt. So number 63, Angela Cragg, the first of those green plate machines in the qualifying side of things. The quickest 79 and 77 through Edward Poole and Neil Champion. Number 40, Barry Davidson. Number 93, the newcomer, Gary Abbott. Number 45 and number 69 there, as well as Jeff Bates. 76 now is Roy Phipps. And number 15, just a couple of bike lengths back, is Bob Doughty on the 245 Farron Ducati. There's number 37, Chris Moffat, and there's a 99 on an orange plate. That's Sam Norton, and on a black plate as well, number 48. So not competing in this particular race, but clearly been given permission to just head around the course, maybe just for a little bit of a sighter, despite being in the different classes as well there. So the travelling marshals backing up the convoy, going through Cross Four Ways through, as is the course inspection car. Then I'll be making their way into Church Bends and then onto that long run up to that really fast and exciting left-hander over at Stadium before the braking zone to the bridge, where they'll be going into the eyes of Tim Glover.
Like little ants crossing there, we can see our grid coming down before us. The travelling marshal at the front, a collection of high-vis orange jackets and flags await as they get this mass start underway for race 1 at the Blackford Financial Services Pre-TT Classic Road Races of 2024, the MSP-R Singles Classic Race. So the marshal just pulls through on the inside, and there is our pole sitter, number 21, Will Loader. On the front row, number 25, Andrew Guy, and 72, Shelley Pike. Second row, number 103, the lead 250 of Andy Hunt, 27, John Cliff, and 22, Rod Graham. All having a little look down at their machines, quite a few of them just checking everything's in order. And the grid is now formed, so everyone is away off the back. We wait for the flag to wave at the back of the grid, and then the sign will go up, engage gears. It'll be flip round, watch the lights, and then when the lights are out, we're underway. Hear the revs starting to just mount a little bit, and still a red flag at the back of the grid, so something just a little bit remiss at the back. We do have the riders that were doing a little bit of a reconnaissance towards the back, and then at the top on the School Hill on the rise there I can see a couple more travelling marshals and the course car, but that flag, red flag, is holding everyone at the moment, and well, these machines, they'll be wanting to get away as soon as possible. So there is a little bit of an issue right at the back. Still that red flag. We're waiting for the green flag to be raised so that we can go through the starting procedure for this mass start. But there does seem to be a little issue right at the back of the grid there. Still the red flag is up at the back. We'll wait and wait and wait for that green flag to go up, which it does now. The sign goes up, engage gear. It'll get flipped to watch the lights, and we're going to be underway. We're underway, waiting for the revs and away, and it's a good start by Will Loader and a cracking start by Andy Hunt. Chris Kinley, who's getting the whole shot?
We just moved down about 50 yards down the road, and who's got that whole shot on there? We'll find out in a second. Here they come. It's Will Loader. It's 21 for 103 for 27. 25 also in there as well, but Will Loader with the whole shot from Andy Hunt, fourth last year and second.
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, an absolute cracking start it was by Andy Hunt. That he was on the inside position on the second row, and he got an absolute flyer taking past Andrew Guy and Shelley Pike. But Will Loader, the man on pole position, got that really good start as well and managed to get the whole shot, as very ably described by Chris Kinley further down the Castletown bypass at the club HQ. So they'll have headed through Ballacagan. 1 mile point is about a third of the way down there. They then go over the railway again. That's after Iron Gate at the Ballabeg station there, just on the right, through Joey's Gate at Ballanorris. There's Ballabeg Hairpin, of course, one of the really popular places to watch, along Duck Street, out past the riding stables at Ballawhetstone, down through Williams Corner into the Bomb Hole, past Skelling's Farm, and of course Maggie's Cottage in Billown Dip, coming out and emerging into the site there at Crossfour Ways of Rob Pritchard. All yours, sir.
Yes, indeed, waiting for the convoy on this first lap to arrive here. I think they'll have been quite glad as well that the machines weren't sat on the grid too long as well, because a lot of these classic machines, they don't just want, but they need that air cooling as well, that they only get at certain speeds as well. So they'll probably have been glad that they weren't sat around too long. Naturally, it'll have been for all the right reasons that they were. One machine has made a massive break for it here, first into Crossfour Ways. Number 21, Will Loader on this first lap, pulling out a very big gap indeed. Coming in second, 3 machines now. Number 103, Andy Hunt from number 25, Andrew Guy, and then number 72, Shelley Pike in fourth. There's 27, then Barry Davidson, number 40, 22, 69, 77, 63, Angela Cragg, and then number 79 is Edmund Poole on the way through. 2 more machines. That's number 93, that's the newcomer, Gary Abbott ahead of number 45, Steve Higgerty there. Number 76 on the way through this time, that's Roy Phipps, and just 1 more machine to come this time through Crossfour Ways. That's number 15, Bob Doughty on the Ducati. So number 21, Will Loaders, the travelling marshals, also come through. He's pulled out a big gap already on this first lap. Number 103, Andy Hunt holding on to second. Strong indeed ahead of number 25, Andrew Guy there. But Will Loader, as he has been doing in practice as well, sending out a firm statement on this opening lap. A long way in this race to go. 6 laps we've got scheduled here, but it is Will Loader who's pulled out a commanding lead already across 4 ways. Andy Hunt in second. To you, Tim.
Yeah, there's just 1 machine being sighted on the railway bridge. A couple more now, but over Skill Hill Rise is our leader. It is number 21, Will Loader, in the 350 class. 3 machines now together. Whoa! As quick as that. And number 103, Andy Hunt in second. 25, Andrew Guy in third. 72, Shelley Pike in fourth. So Andy Hunt is the first of the 250s. And in fifth, we've got number 27, John Cliff. 6th, number 40, Barry Davidson. 7th, number 22, Rod Graham. 8th is number 77, that's Neil Champion. 9th is number 69, Jeff Bates. 10th, number 63, Angela Cragg. In 11th, we've got number 79, Ed Poole. 12th is 93, Gary Abbott, the newcomer. 13th, number 45, Steve Higgerty. 14th, number 76, Roy Phipps. And in 15th, is number 15, Bob Doughty. 3 minutes 13 was the opening lap for Will Loader. For Andy Hunt, well, the gap is 8.2 seconds. He did 3:21.2. In third is Andrew Guy, who's 8.3 down on the leader. And in fourth is Shelley Pike, who's just 8.4 down. So cigarette paper between those three as they were battling across the line almost together. That's Hunt, Guy and Pike. So it's Will Loader who's got the lead at the opening of this 6-lap race. Let's go to cross four ways. Rob Pritchard, lap 2.
Yeah, let's see if Will Loader has maintained or even extended that advantage. We do have a couple of very light raindrops falling here at Cross Four Ways. The light just faded a little bit with the clouds above us, and there is one lone machine really stretching it now. Number 21, Will Loader here, showing no signs of slowing up at all into Cross Four Ways here. There's Will Loader with an enormous gap over the next three machines making their way forward. It's a change in second place. Number 25, Andrew Guy, and now number 72 as well, Shelley Pike, up into third, ahead of number 103, Andy Hunt. So Andy Hunt dropping back a few places there into fourth. Andrew Guy up into second at Cross Four Ways, followed by number 72, Shelley Pike. Here's number 40, Barry Davidson, followed by 2 or 3 bike lengths back from number 27, John Cliff, and then number 22, Rod Graham in behind there. So Will Loader with that commanding advantage. 69, Jeff Bates, followed closely by number 63, Angela Cragg, looking to make up ground there. Number 79, Edward Poole on the Norton Banks also makes their way through as well. So Will Loader, number 21, still well out in front there, but a change in terms of second and third that sees Andrew Guy up to second and Shelley Pike up to third at Cross Four Ways. 2 more machines on the way through. That's number 77, Neil Champion, and number 93, Gary Abbottson. Neil Champion just getting in ahead of Abbott this time, and number 45, Steve Higgerty. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, and it looks like Will Loader is away at the front. Here he is. That is number 21, Will Loader, and 82.194 miles per hour on lap 2. 3 minutes, 6.144 seconds. Here's the three together. And it's Andy Hunt who's got back into second, up from fourth at Cross Four Ways. Andy Hunt, the lead 250 machine, 79.918 miles per hour. Third is number 25, Andrew Guy. There's number 40, 27 and 22. So fourth, 72, Shelley Pike at 79.805 miles per hour. Fifth and up into fifth, there's another 250. Number 40, Barry Davidson. That lapped 76.598. In sixth is number 27, John Cliff. Seventh is number 22, Rod Graham. Eighth and up into eighth is number 69, Jeff Bates. In ninth is number 63, Angela Cragg. In 10th is number 79, Edward Poole. And in 11th, we've got number 77, Neil Champion. 12th, number 93, the newcomer, Gary Abbott. And in 13th, number 45, Steve Higgerty. But it's Will Loader who has a 13.5 second advantage over second place, Andy Hunt. And, well, there's nothing between Hunt in second, Guy in third, and Shelley Pike in fourth. Loader leads, though, and a commanding lead already after 2 laps completed. Rob out at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, it really is a commanding lead for 21, Will Loader. But just keep an eye on that 250 contest there with number 103, Andy Hunt, still leading the way. But Barry Davidson, number 40, making up ground. And 103, Andy Hunt, with some traffic to deal with in the 350 class. Here is number 21, Will Loader, still all alone and way out front here at Cross Four Ways here. So be interested to see the next 3 machines we are expecting at Cross Four Ways. What order are they going to be arriving in? Because remember, number 103, Andy Hunt, dropped back into fourth at Cross Four Ways last time. Not the case this time. Here they come, the next 3 machines. Number 103, Andy Hunt, ahead of number 25, Andrew Guy, number 72, Shelley Pike. So that trio still can't really be separated out on the road. Who's got it on the exit there? Oh, Andrew Guy looking round the outside against 103, Andy Hunt. Be interested to see who's got the line going into Church bends as well. So number 103, Andy Hunt, back up into second overall. Here's number 40, Barry Davidson, the second in that 250cc class, but not with traffic in front, so maybe able to make up ground. Number 27, John Cliff still holding strong there, but number 22, Rod Graham, keeping him honest, around 2 or 3 bike lengths back. 3 more machines emerging towards Cross Four Ways. Number 69, Jeff Bates, holding off the advance to number 63, Angela Cragg, who had a little look at the inside, decided against it, and number 79, Edward Poole is through. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you very much indeed. And one man only across that railway bridge, and it is Will Loader. And there we are, 82.304 there on lap 3, half race distance. And we look up School Hill Rise, and we're hearing Will Loader's bike now just fade into the distance. And here come the 3 battling together for second, third and fourth. And it's 103 Andy Hunt, who's still in second. 79.918 on lap 2, 79.937 for 25 Andrew Guy in third, and 79.805 the advantage for the speed on that lap 2 it was for Shelley Pike. Barry Davidson is through in 5th place, but second in the 250 race. 27 John Cliff and 22 Rod Graham are through in 6th and 7th. The advantage, though, Loader has over Hunt is 21.74 seconds. There we have in 8th place, number 69 Jeff Bates, 9th number 63 Angela Cragg. They're both on 250 machinery, and in 10th number 79 Edward Poole. But Loader 21.7 seconds ahead, and then there's just fractions of seconds then between Hunt, Guy and Shelley Pike in 2nd, 3rd and 4th places. Barry Davidson's around 19 seconds further back in 5th place, but is the second 250. But Loader is leading, and leading handsomely. Let's go out to Cross Four Ways, Rob.
He is indeed, Tim, and just to let you know, out here at Cross Four Ways, the lack of adhesion flags are just out at the moment, just with the raindrops continuing to fall at the moment. Here is that lone machine on number 21, Will Loader here. That advantage just keeps growing and growing and growing out front there. Must be enjoying himself out there as we just go past the half race distance here, but we can hear him whirring away up towards Church Fens there, and it is quite the distance going back there. But it'll be interesting to see, because number 103, Andy Hunt, as I mentioned before, is having to hold off the 2 of those 350 machines in Andrew Guy and Shelley Pike to try and stay ahead. Will it give Barry Davidson the chance to maybe catch him in the traffic? Here come those 3 machines. Number 103, Andy Hunt, is once again second into Cross Four Ways. Number 25, Andrew Guy, is just having to hold off the advance to number 72, Shelley Pike. So that trio still unmoved through Cross Four Ways going into this 4th lap here at the Colas Billown Course here. So number 103, Andy Hunt, keeping himself ahead of those 2 350cc machines, and number 25, Andrew Guy, and number 72, Shelley Pike here. Here's the second of those green-plated 250 machines, Barry Davidson, number 40, all on his own there, so still with plenty of tarmac in front of him to try and make up some ground, as Andy Hunt just has a few more things to think about with a couple of machines around him. 2 more emerging. Rod Graham ahead of John Cliff. Back to you, Tim.
Yes, School Hill Rise, the lack of adhesion flag is being displayed as well. Here comes our leader, Loader, across the line. And he still that fastest lap, 82.3. That was though on lap 3, and there are a few spots of rain beginning to develop, and we can see on the window here of the commentary box. So that lack of adhesion flag, as well as at Cross Four Ways, is being displayed at the top of School Hill Rise. Here come the 3. One of them looks like maybe pulling in. 103 through 72. 25 had a little wave, I think, at the flag and the lack of adhesion there. Number 25, Andrew Guy, but I don't think he has pulled in. But Shelley Pike has moved up into 3rd overall. Andy Hunt remains in 2nd in the lead 250, and the gap is 30.040 seconds. That Loader leads over Hunt. Then it's Shelley Pike, number 72, 25 Andrew Guy, and then the second of the 250s is in 5th overall. That is number 40, Barry Davidson. 2 more machines to listen to now. And that is up into 6th place is number 22, and that is Rod Graham. And 7th is number 27, John Cliff. 8th then is number 69, Jeff Bates. 9th and up into 9th is number 79, Edward Poole. And in 10th place is number 63, Angela Cragg. 30-second advantage, lack of adhesion flags here on the home stretch. Let's go out to cross four ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, indeed. Will Loader, you'd imagine, will just want to make sure that he gets it home. Such is his advantage here. Number 21, Will Loader, as he heads into cross four ways for the 5th time here. Nice and smooth into that sharp right-hander there. And then, as you mentioned, across the start-finish line just a few moments ago, 103, Andy Hunt still out in 2nd overall, and the leading 250 machine out there. Shelley Pike moving up into 3rd place, the number 72 outfit ahead of number 25, Andrew Guy. Number 40, Barry Davidson, just doesn't seem to be able to reel in that trio of machines at the moment. A little further ahead by my reckoning here across four ways on the last lap. The gap was probably around 4 or 5 seconds to that trio of machines heading toward the front. 2 more machines emerging into the into cross four ways here. It's number 103, Andy Hunt, who's pulled out about 3 or 4 bike lengths on number 72, Shelley Pike here. And then a couple of seconds back here, number 25, Andrew Guy. So Andrew Guy just dropping off the pace at the moment, set by number 103, Andy Hunt in 2nd, and Shelley Pike, number 72, in 3rd there. So that trio, for the first time in this race so far, has just been split up a little bit. So Andrew Guy, maybe just a couple of minor technical issues on that machine, possibly. Number 40, Barry Davidson through cross four ways. To you, Tim.
You're expecting our leader going to run into a few lower order riders shortly. There he is. 21, Will Loader. Unsurprisingly, all the quickest laps have been set on lap 3 and lap 2, lap 4 and 5, which we've just seen Will Loader complete. The lap times right through the field are down. You can understand why Loader isn't having to push, because he's got such a commanding advantage. It was 30 seconds and over at the end of the last lap. 2 more machines I can see have just come across the bridge and will be coming into our sight. We should have the lead 250 machine in this little duo. They're almost side by side as they cross the line. 72 just moves ahead. Shelley Pike overtook on the approach to the finish line here. There is number 25, Andrew Guy. He's just dropped back a little bit, but in 3rd place is Andy Hunt, number 103. He is the lead 250. The gap is out to 40.25 seconds now that Loader leads from new 2nd place, Shelley Pike. There's number 40 in the 2nd of the 250s, Barry Davidson. And again, no fastest individual laps coming up, which is quite understandable with a few spots of rain around. It does look to be pretty light, though, rather than anything too troublesome. But, of course, you as a rider, when you see the rain, well, it gets the nerves jangling. Number 22 is in 6th. That's Rod Graham. And through in 7th place, number 27, John Cliff. Back to Rob at cross four ways.
Yeah, as you just see, number 45, Steve Higgerty, and number 93, Gary Abbott, making their way through cross four ways. Gary Abbott, of course, on that BSA Gold Star, the man from Bridgnorth as well. Here is your race leader, number 21, Will Loader, who, as Tim mentioned, is starting to make his way through some of the traffic at the current back of the running order. He's just made his way past number 15, Bob Doughty there, the man from Douglas. So Will Loader just starting to head through some of the traffic towards the conclusion of this singles classic race. But such is Will Loader's lead. It's certainly not something to worry too much about here. Here's another machine emerging towards cross four ways. Let's see who we've got here. It is number 76, Roy Phipps. Number 76, Roy Phipps here. Into cross four ways they go. And that is that for the moment. So Will Loader's lead really has been just continuing to stretch and stretch, certainly not holding off toward the end of the race. Here are your 2nd and 3rd contenders, and number 103, Andy Hunt, is back up into 2nd ahead of number 72, Shelley Pike here. So Andy Hunt, the leading 250cc machine on the green plate ahead. Who's got the exit here? Oh, it's mighty close there. Andy Hunt just holding off as number 25, Andrew Guy, on the way through. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, we've just seen a couple of machines at the top of the coming over the bridge. We don't want to miss our race winner. number 45 across, but I think here is our winner, number 21. Will Loader takes the checkered flag. He is the winner of the MSPR singles race. Congratulations to him. Will Loader with a commanding performance, and I have to now report that the rain is a lot more steady, this will be affecting track conditions. There is number 15 just across the line, one of the lower order riders in Bob Doughty, as we look to see who's going to be second and third, who's going to be on the podium for the 250s. But we've definitely got a little bit more meaningful rain here at the start-finish line on the Castletown bypass. Which is a shame after such a dry practice. So who's going to get second? Oh, 72! Shelley Pike just overtakes Andy Hunt on the line, but Andy Hunt, he was just a bit of playful gesticulation towards Shelley there. Damn, you've got me right on the line. But he has the consolation of taking the 250 win and getting that Ted Fenwick trophy. Fourth is number 25, Andrew Guy. Let's go and greet our winner in the rain down at the clubhouse as it gets steadier and heavier, Chris Kinley.
Yeah, it certainly has in here, Tim. Actually, the last couple of minutes has absolutely started bouncing down, and Will Loader's in as the first 350 home on the Greaves Alton. Second in, we'll get obviously the blue plated machines as two separate classes, and here's 72's taken second place, and that's Shelley Pike. Waiting to find out who's going to be third in that one. I think it could be Angela Cragg, but we're going to find out. But Will finally got a win around the Billown circuit, and that smile tells a story, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. My dad tried to win on this bike for so many years and never quite managed it. And it's actually 20 years this year since his only win on this track. Yeah. So really happy to do it. Obviously, the last couple of years I've been second, so it's nice to finally get a win.
And that was 20 years ago in the Unlimited class, wasn't it? Yes, you didn't get a win on this. I was looking back through the records and I thought, that's very nice, 20 years, isn't it?
Yeah, it means a lot. And him and my Uncle Pete worked to develop this bike for years and years. So it's, to make it as good as it is, and it's just amazing to come around here and finally get a win in the Isle of Man.
Bit slippy out there, last couple of laps.
Yeah, it's really difficult to judge. It was wet on some laps, and then other laps it was dry, and there's rain flags, and it seemed dry, and then there was rain flags, and it was soaking. So it's really difficult to predict. But I was just trying to be as safe as I could, really.
Just rolling it in a bit, and obviously listening to the motor too. Having a look behind, because 103 got a cracking start, but just behind you. But I think you were gone, weren't you, by the end of Ballachagan, maybe?
Yeah, Andy always gets a fantastic start. He was a weapon off the line.
He weighs about 3 stone, though.
Yeah.
Good stuff, though. Well done in your first swim around the Isle of Man.
Wicked. Thanks, Chris.
Well done, buddy. Cheers. And well done to the little one as well, who's now 2.
Can I just say thanks to David and Rianne for coming over and giving us a hand, and thanks to Alison and Zach for putting up with me.
Good stuff. Well done, son.
Mega. Thanks,
bud. Cheers. And Shell, let's have a word. Oh, goodness me. Hand the gloves over. How's that then on the podium at Billown?
Oh, that is fantastic. I'm absolutely made up.
You and Andy had a battle?
Brilliant. That was so much fun. There was 3 of us.
Oh, I was waiting for that.
No, absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed that. It was just made up that we just had such a good run out, a good race, a good battle with Andy and Andy Guy before I think he stopped, but fantastic.
From my reckoning, thinking about, somebody will correct me, that's the first time 2 ladies have been on the podium at the Southern 100, so you and Angie there.
That's fantastic. Making history.
That's what we like. What was it like conditions-wise? Will was saying it's a bit sketchy in places.
It was, but I'm going to say that Andy did a very good job of leading me around for quite a lot of it. I overtook for a bit, but some of the damp bits, he was in front, and I was just kind of taking his lead.
Well done.
It's brilliant.
Well done. Congratulations. Up on the podium you go.
Thank you.
Cheers. Well done. Thank you. Not sure who the third place runner is. Tim, can you tell me who the third place one was in the 350 class? My programme's got all wet.
Yeah, we've got Andrew Guy, number 25, fourth overall, but the third 350.
Okay, thank you, Tim. And the winner of the 250 class, he was 4th last year, Andy Hunt. Andy's over here somewhere. Here he is. Sorry, Baz, just jump in there. Andy, you and Shell, what a battle.
Oh, cracking, wasn't it? Yeah, and Andy Guy, we were all passing each other around the back. It was brilliant. It's so good to have a race.
You look very racy at the start, getting tucked in behind the bubble. Cracking start.
It's the only way, isn't it? You got to keep the slipstream in.
And it's a win.
A win, yes. Brilliant. That's
And winning the Ted Fenwick Trophy as well.
yeah, second time now.
That's lovely, that, isn't
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, Ted Fenwick, great
What a
guy.
gentleman.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers. And Barry Davison, I think, was the second one home. Baz, how are you? Nice to see you again, Barry.
Thank you, Chris.
Good fun?
Yeah, just a few problems from word go. Basically, on Friday night, we had a few issues with different things, but in the race there itself, the exhaust came slack at the header on the first lap, and then I had an oil leak, and quite a substantial oil leak, so I was just trying to bring it home if I could, like, so it's just nice to get it home for the lads who, puts a lot of effort in all year, like, so.
Because you're running well in this one last year, obviously problems, you don't need that. Young Loader was saying they're quite sketchy in places.
Yeah, it's just you're getting quite heavy showers here and there, and then it's dry, and in fairness, the marshal was brilliant with the rain flags, but I was getting slides before it was wet, so I wasn't just sure what was happening, but when I come in here, I can see what was happening. So
well done, Baz.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Let's get the ladies first off. Ange, well done to you.
Thank you very much.
How much was that fun? I was just saying to Shell, that's the first time in my memory, I'm probably wrong, two ladies have been on a podium together at Billown.
We'll take that. We're good mates. Happy with that. Yeah.
She's had a cracker race there, she did.
Oh,
man,
oh she's a good rider. Yeah,
Enjoy
yeah.
it?
Yeah. It was actually all right when the rain came as well.
Do you like the rain?
Not particularly, but that was all right.
Good job.
Yeah.
Well done.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Get up there. Thanks very much. So there we go. We'll get yourself up onto the podium. There we go. I think we are going to do the podium down here as well. Miles Walker's here. Can you just do a confirmation, Tim, of the first three in each class so we can get all the details right and give these guys and girls the correct details, please?
Yeah, it's a good job I've written it down because the screen has gone off. The 350s, Will Loader is your winner. Second is Shelley Pike and third Andrew Guy. And in the 250s, it will be Andy Hunt as the winner, Barry Davidson in second and Angela Cragg in third.
Oh, I think that's a misprint in the programme, Tim. It was 103. Yeah, Andy Hunt. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my mistake. Everything's wet down here in that short shower. I mean, lovely programme that I pre-prepare weeks in advance is absolutely soaked. So I think we are going to do the podium presentations now. Martin Stratford Parson just heading up there. Third position. Well done to 63 Angela Cragg. Unfortunately, we're going to have the noise in the background. Well done to Angela. Good stuff. We need to move on. Second position, Barry Davison. Well done, Barry. Congratulations, Baz. And the race winner, number 103, Andy Hunt. Well done, Andy. Good stuff. Gets the lid on. Obviously, the efficiency of the Southern Club. They're going to move on. So well done to our top three. The Forager Vintners liquid will be given out. So well done to the guys. There we go, one each. That's nice, isn't it? Oh, better not be spraying that, be programming everything to get even wetter than it is already. So there's the first three in the 250 side. Well done to the guys, good stuff. I think we are nearly ready to go with the next class, and here, second race of the evening, and that big heavy shower we had just at the end of there, it's just wetted the road here a little bit. It's nothing major though, nothing really to write home about. So I think what we need to do, Tim, is hand to you to get set for this race, because there's two podiums here and they're trying to get through this quickly, because I know a few of these guys could be out in this next race. Tim, we'll head back to you.
Thank you very much, Chris Kinley. Well, let's give you the details for this second race and just tell you that number 22, Rod Graham, finished in 6th place. 7th place was John Cliff, number 27. In 8th was number 79, and that is Edward Poole. 9th, we know, is Angela Cragg overall, but she got on that podium for the 250s. 10th was number 69, Jeff Bates. In 11th, we've got number 77, Neil Champion. In 12th position is number 45, Steve Higgerty. In 13th, we have number 93, the newcomer Gary Abbott. And then 14th and a lap down, and Higgerty, Abbott and Doughty were all a lap down. 15, Bob Doughty is 14th, and in 15th, number 17, Roy Phipps. But our attention, and so I think the organisers with the changeable weather now that we've got at the end of this really warm and sunny day we've had and enjoyed a dry practice throughout, I think the organisers are trying to get a little bit of a wiggle on. So we move to race number 2, the Foraging Vintners 1100cc Classic Race. Now, you'll have different plates here, but it is one race within the race. 500cc machines, and the majority are on yellow plates with black numbers. Over 500cc machines are white plates with black numbers. So your grid will be, we don't think we're going to see him, we'll keep a watch out for this, but he's certainly not indicated on the starting grid we've got from race control being there, Adam McLean. We wait and see number 56, but on pole from the positions we've got is number 2, Andy Hornby. Then in the middle of the front row will be number 1, Joe Yeardsley. And in third place on the front row, number 3, Alan Oversby. Second row will be number 12, Richard Ford. Number 5, the local man, Paul Cassidy. And number 100, Heaven Owen. Third row, number 40, Barry Davidson. Number 21, our race winner from that the singles battle we've just witnessed, Will Loader. And number 32, Aaron Hughes. Fourth row, number 16, Kelly Carruthers. 24, Tom Snow. And 39, Tomo Burnett. Fifth row, number 80, Mark Parrott. Number 41, Andy Kilday. And number 9, Chris McGahn. Sixth row is number 11, Stephen Elliott. Number 7, Hedley Rushton. And number 37, Chris Moffat. And then the sole rider on the 7th row is number 22, Rod Graham. So it is 7 laps in front of these competitors for the Foraging Vintners 1,100cc classic race. 7 laps equates to 29.75 miles. The lap and race records both went last year. Dominic Herbertson holds the lap record, 96.877 miles per hour. Don't think we're going to see that in these conditions. Chris Kinley, all yours.
Yeah, I can make my way down from the podium presentation. Obviously, they wanted to get over that one pretty quick because a few of the guys are out in this one here. So on the front row, we will have number 2, Andy Hornby. He is there on the 750 Triumph, the Exeter rider. And Joe Yeardsley, the Laxey man, he, of course, on the Royal Enfield there, the Royal Enfield Bullet Fleetwood Motorcycles. Number 12, Richard Ford on the second row, as you said. Number 5, Paul Cassidy. Number 100, Heaven Owen. All in there as well. But yeah, well done to the guys in the last race there. It was tough conditions right at the end. A lot of the guys just sat here waiting just a little bit now, and I'm not sure a few of the guys actually turned the machine around. One rider who has actually turned around and headed his machine away is number 16, Kelly Carruthers. Now, hopefully, Kelly might be able to sort out whatever problem he had and make his grid position. But yeah, definitely not there. And you mentioned about Adam McLean, definitely not on the grid. I think I read something on social media about the fact something to do with the gearbox or something like that. That was the problem that he had. So Andy Hornby's going to have to go to the electric starter, we think, hopefully to get this machine to details. In fact, let's get the details about Adam McLean from Tim.
Yeah, just had a message from Natasha Linsell, and she confirms what you were saying there. Adam won't be starting at the pre-TT this evening. Gearbox issues, so unfortunately out of the meeting. But best of luck from the whole team and Steve from the Linsell clan at home. There you go, hot off the press.
Well, thank you very much. And Andy Hornby, the Triumph has just obviously stopped, so he's got that on the little rolling road. If anybody has it has to be turning the other way around. So yeah, the machine has to. That's it, the other way around. There you go. Happy days. There we go. So we're getting there with it. So basically, it's a machine with 2 wheels on it and a big battery and a motor. And what it does is the rear wheel has to go on the back there, and when the rear wheel drops onto it, what it does, two wheels spin around and it makes the rear wheel spin. So we need to fire her up, guys, and the guys have taken their lids off. They've obviously been sat here quite a while, and obviously these things don't really have oil coolers and stuff on them. So there is now a queue for the starter, which means now they're all going to have to get on. Good job, Andy Hornby's quite a big lad, because I would have needed a step ladder to get over that. So here we go. You hear his machine fire up. The Royal Enfield machine of Joe Yeardsley fires up. Number 32 is next in the queue. I reckon they should charge a £5 a go for this, make a fortune. Number 32 is Aaron Hughes on the 500 Honda. He's in addition to your programme. Number 5, Paul Cassidy, also there as well. He will be in addition on your programme as well, but he's on a 500 Honda. So Aaron Hughes gets his machine fired up. Next up to the line will be number 5. Never seen this before. Number 5, Paul Cassidy. He's that addition, as we said. Number 100, Heffernan Owen's got his machine fired. 24, I think, has fired. Richie Ford's is fired as well. Big thumb up for Richie. Good man, Rich. Nice to see you. Good stuff. It sounds nice. That you can just hear. No suppressor on that. Just a little bit of whether you're picking up or it's just my earphones. Machines making their way into the circuit now. Hopefully Chris McGann's machine will fire up. Get it back onto compression. Clutch in. Back, and then back another couple of steps. There you go. Till it tightens just about there. And then he'll push it forward the way he goes. So we just got a problem getting a machine fired here. The lack of adhesion flag, or the whatever you call it these days, the white flag with the red cross on it. Tom Snow just can't get his machine fired at the moment. Colin Craft trying to give him a bit of a push. Hopefully this is giving you the information that you need here. Barry Davison just sitting there and smiling. 39 is next to go. Andy from Izzard Racing on the machine now. Andy knows that machine like the back of his hand. There's Barry Davison on the Marine Hotel Peel machine. It says on the side of there, the Honda. Who's next? Join the queue, guys. 37 is next. That is newcomer, of course, 37, young Chris Moffat. He's another addition to your programme. 37 on the KGF Racing Louisa Norton. Chris McGann's machine's fired up. You can hear that just there right by me now, the Sealy. I love that distinctive seat hump that the Sealy has, that round rear that it has. That, in modern parlance, the old Suzuki S-Rad has that sort of, or the one that they use in the classic racing now, the S-Rad has that kind of seat hump to it as well. So the bikes are now leaving us, finally. 22, Rod Crane gets away, number 7, gets his machine fired up, Harley Rushton. Next one would be Tom Snow. And I think that's about it. And don't be alarmed if you see a sidecar at the back. That's Greg Lambert, who's going out for a sneaky little lap. He's just changed a gearbox in the outfit. Just wait and see if Tom Snow fires it up, because I know Tom has a lot of friends and here on the island. There is Tom, everything sorted. Happy days. Machines are on the way. It's drying up here. News at 10, sober. Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Just a bit of a weather update from this end as well. So the rain has stopped for the time being, and just looking overhead, those big grey clouds that were passing over during the Singles Classic race are starting to move away from the course and in the direction of South Barrule. So hopefully that bodes well for the rest of the session. Disappointing to hear that Adam McLean, number 56, not able to take part because of gearbox issues. And just a reminder as well, there is another absentee from this class and a couple of other classes as well. Number 6, Mike Brown. It was confirmed earlier today ahead of the latest qualifying sessions that took place during the afternoon that he has withdrawn from the meeting as well. But looking at that front row, number 2, Andy Hornby, number 1, Joe Yeardsley, and number 3, Alan Oversby. These are those who know how to get a quick start off the line here at the Colas Billown Course. So that'll be a great sight watching them heading down towards Ballachagan once the lights do go out. Looking back to that second row there, number 12, Richard Ford on that 920, Bob Jackson, Norton in there alongside number 5, Paul Cassidy, and number 100, Heffernan Owen as well. Heffernan Owen going well on that Sealy G60 as well. And as you mentioned, a quick turnaround for those on the one of those on the third row, number 40, Barry Davidson, and number 21, Will Loader as well. Will Loader, I'm sure he'd like to add a positive result to such a commanding win in the Singles Classic just a few minutes ago as well. And alongside them, number 32 in there, Aaron Hughes as well on the 500 Honda. Can just hear them making their way forward in the distance. We're waiting to see them come down through the dip. There they are, led by the Travelling Marshal. So quite a bunch of machines coming through here. Got around 6 or 7, led by number 2, Andy Hornby, number 1, Joe Yeardsley, 12, Richard Ford, 5, Paul Cassidy, Heffernan Owen, then number 21, Will Loader, 40, Barry Davidson, 32, Aaron Hughes, 11, 39 and 37, Chris Moffat, the newcomer there, and number 41 heading through as well, that's Andy Kildare. Then a little bit of a gap further back to number 9, Chris McGann, number 7, Harley Rushton, making the way through cross four ways, this is number 22, that's Rod Graham, in the back of that particular pack, number 24, Tom Snow on the Ducati as well. So with the fact that Adam McLean not taking part in this race and Mike Brown having withdrawn from the meeting as well, it's just going to give a couple more opportunities, not just on the front row, but you look at the likes of Richard Ford, Paul Cassidy and Heffernan Owen, they will all likely fancy their chances as the Travelling Marshal at the back of the pack heads through cross four ways. This could make for a very interesting race race indeed. We've already seen the Royal Enfield of Adam McLean having some good fortunes before he wasn't able to take part in the race. There is that sidecar outfit just getting a sighting lap. Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes as well with the course inspection car following a few seconds later here. But it just might open things up just a little bit. Looking at that front row, and I would say Barry Davidson and Will Loader already with good performances under their belts from that singles classic race as well. Joe Yeardsley, he was one of those that improved throughout the course of the practice and qualifying session as well to get himself right in the middle of that front row, but you can never write off a proven winner like Alan Oversby as well. Could be an interesting start. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, and Travelling Marshal just going across very slowly the start-finish line, the red flag being displayed at the front, just get all the riders to stop here, and they are coming in pretty much grid order. Number 2 there on pole, Andy Hornby. Number 1, Alaxi rider Joe Yeardsley, and number 3 is Alan Oversby from Bolton Le Sands, of course Andy Hornby from Exeter. Second row, number 12, Richard Ford, the man from Preston. Number 5, Paul Cassidy, the Castletown man. And then number 100, Heffin Owen from D-side. So everybody's just about getting into position. There is a sidecar at the top of School Hill that Chris was telling us was just having a little bit of a ride out. And right at the back I can see, looks like, is Chris McGann not on his grid position? Should be on the 5th row, but he seems to be hanging back at the very back of the grid, so that might be a retirement. Green flag goes, so engage gear. Watch the lights, watch the lights, watch the lights. Revs are up, bit of a delay on the lights, and away we go, and it's a good start by Joe Yeardsley. Has he got the whole shot? Let's go to Chris Kinley.
Well, I reckon he's going to have the legs. I think Joe Yeardsley is on the Royal Enfield ball. He's ahead. Andy Hornby's in his wheel track, so Andy Hornby might have the power down this straight. And Richard Ford, number 12, is third. So it's 1, 2 and 12 are your top 3. However, Andy Hornby will have the legs on the big triumph. Tim?
It does look like number 9, Chris McGann, is a non-starter. I think he was going down with the travelling marshals at the back, and there's the course inspection car. But what a start that was from the middle of the front row, Joe Yeardsley, but also the man at the front of row 2, Richard Ford, outfit number 12. Richard Ford on the Bob Jackson Norton, the man from Preston, got a cracker there. But Joe Yeardsley on that Royal Enfield Bullet, and he'll be carrying the hopes of the Linsdalls as he is on the Flitwick motorcycles bike, the man from Laxey. So they will probably have gone through now towards Ballinorris and past Fuchsia Cottage on the corner there at Ballabeg Hairpin. They had the washing out earlier. If it's still out, there'll be some interesting smells of the blue smoke of these classic bikes for their clothing out there at Ballabeg Hairpin. And then, of course, we've got past the riding stables, past Billown Mansion as well. We did have rumours that a certain Tyson Fury might be living there soon, but it seems to have disappeared, that rumour. Let's go out to Cross Four Ways. Rob Pritchard, this could be a cracker. I'm not sure if we've got
who's
Rob
out in front.
Pritchard
Number 2, Andy Hornby, and there's number 1, Joe Yeardsley as well. So Andy Hornby leads from Yeardsley. Then it's number 12, Richard Ford, Barry Davidson, Paul Cassidy, Will Loader, Heffin Owen, and number 24 as well on the way through is Tom Snow. Number 32, Aaron Hughes. 4 more machines here. Chris Moffat looking at the inside there. Can't get quite past Stephen Elliott though. So first through Cross Four Ways, it was Andy Hornby just ahead of number 1, Joe Yeardsley, and that battle for the front as number 22, Rob Graham makes his way past and into Cross Four Ways as well on this opening lap of the 1100cc classic race. So Andy Hornby getting a great run after what was a great start by the sounds of it from Joe Yeardsley as well. You talk about number 12, Richard Ford, right in the mix there towards the front. Maybe the sheer capacity really helping on that run to Ballacaghan. You wonder how they'll react into the likes of those tighter bends over at Ballabeg and into Cross Four Ways here, but it's paying dividends at the moment for number 12, Richard Ford, ahead of number 5, Paul Cassidy, and number 100, Heffin Owen as well. So this is a very good run so far for Andy Hornby. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, quite a scutch of bikes have come through. 2 emerge over School Hill. Who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? It is 2 from 1. from 12, 40, 5, 21, 100, and then 24. So it is number 2, Andy Hornby, who's 0.9 of a second ahead of number 1, Joe Yeardsley. Back at 3.5 seconds is number 12, Richard Ford. In 4th, number 40, Barry Davidson. 5th, number 5, Paul Cassidy. 6th, number 21, Will Loader, fresh from his win in the singles race. 7th, number 100, Heffin Owen. 8th, number 24, Tom Snow. 9th, number 32, Aaron Hughes. 10th, number 11, and number 11 is Stephen Elliott. 11th is number 41, Andy Kildare. 12th is the newcomer, number 37, Chris Moffat. 13th is number 39, Tomo Burnett, and 14th, number 22, Rod Graham. But Andy Hornby leads by less than a second, 0.949 of a second, and then a further 2.5 seconds back. In 3rd is number 12, Richard Ford. 2 minutes 58.5 was the lap time for Andy Hornby, compared to 2 minutes 59.4 for number 1, Joe Yeardsley. So it's 2 from 1 from 12, then it's 45 and 21 as the sun starts to come out now on the start-finish stretch on the Castletown bypass. Let's head out to Rob at Cross Four Ways.
Already got a good early two-way battle developing here as we can hear the machines whirring away down into the dip. Here we go. One making a break for it, and it's a much bigger gap. Number 2, Andy Hornby, first into Cross Four Ways, opened up a big gap of a good 2 or 3 seconds to number 1, Joe Yeardsley. There's number 12, Richard Ford, holding off the advances. Number 40, Barry Davidson, looking up the inside. Number 21, Will Loader in behind. Barry Davidson, Paul Cassidy, as Barry Davidson held it. Looks like it might have done as well, so Barry Davidson through. There's number 24, Tom Snow as well, so Andy Hornby still leading at Cross Four Ways, but opened up a much bigger gap to number 1, Joe Yeardsley. And then we saw number 12, Richard Ford. That's number 32, Aaron Hughes heading through, and now number 11, Stephen Elliott as well. 3 more machines. Number 37, Chris Moffat getting in ahead of number 41, Andy Kildare, and number 39 as well, Tomo Burnett there. So good running from the newcomer. So that is Andy Hornby, just a couple of seconds now ahead of Joe Yeardsley going through Cross Four Ways, and Richard Ford having to hold off the advances of 2 or 3 competitors in there. Barry Davidson just had a little look up the inside, may have held the move as well. But Hornby led at Cross Four Ways. Back to you, Tim.
It looks like Machine has got a bit of a lead, as here is our leader, and here's number 2, Andy Hornby, and here's our second place man, number 1, Joe Yeardsley, 4 into view. So in 3rd is number 12, Richard Ford. 4th, number 40, Barry Davidson. Up into 5th, number 21, Will Loader. Andy Hornby, 90.622 miles per hour on that lap. Joe Yeardsley, 88.292. The lead is 5.4 seconds. And then just less than 3 seconds back in 3rd is number 12, Richard Ford. So Paul Cassidy, number 5, is in 6th position. 7th is number 100, Heffin Owen. 8th, number 24, Tom Snow. 9th, number 32, Aaron Hughes. 10th, number 11, Stephen Elliott. 11th, number 41, Andy Kildare. Up into 12th is number 39, Tomo Burnett. And in 13th, number 37, the newcomer, Chris Moffat. So, number 2, Andy Hornby, best lap 2 minutes 48.833. That translates to 90.622 miles per hour. 5.4 seconds ahead of number 1, Joe Yeardsley in 2nd. His best lap, 88.292 miles per hour. His lap's time there, 2 minutes 53.288 seconds. 3rd is number 12, Richard Ford, and he is, 2.5 back on 2nd. Let's go out to Cross Four Ways, Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, we're watching this battle at the front, Tim, but that battle for the final podium spot is looking all the more intriguing as well. Here is number 2, Andy Hornby into Cross Four Ways here. quite the gap to the next machine now behind us, number 1, Joe Yeardsley as well. So that gap's extended. Andy Hornby out from Joe Yeardsley. Richard Ford, number 12, still in third place, just at number 40. Barry Davidson, number 21, Will Loader. And hanging back just a bite length or two is number 5, Paul Cassidy as well. So there's 4 machines in there, all vying for that third place at the moment. Dropping back just a couple of seconds now, number 100, Heffernan Owen. And then there's number 24, Tom Snow as well, about a second and a half off the pace of number 100, Heffernan Owen there. So Andy Hornby, number 2, still leading through cross 4 ways, and it looks like that gap is extended to number 1, Joe Yeardsley. There's number 32, Aaron Hughes, into cross 4 ways as well. Number 12, Richard Ford, after that good start, still holding off the advances. And Barry Davidson, Will Loader and Paul Cassidy, number 5. There's number 11, Stephen Elliott, on the way through. Number 39, Tomo Burnett. Number 37, Chris Moffat, just looking up the inside here past number 41, Andy Kildare. Has he held it? Well, we won't know. Back to you, Tim.
Well, we got our leader definitely across the bridge, and just crossing is our man in second. So there he goes, Andy Hornby. He's up the pace as well, 90.667 miles per hour on lap 3. Here's number 1, Joe Yeardsley, and then 12, Richard Ford is in third. 4th is number 40, Barry Davidson, and 5th is number 21, Will Loader. 9.377 seconds the advantage, as 7th place, number 100, Heffernan Owen, crosses the line. There's 24, Tom Snow. He's in 8th position, but it is Andy Hornby by 9.377 seconds, and then a further 2.5 seconds back in third is number 12, Richard Ford, as number 32, Aaron Hughes, has crossed the line in 9th position. There's 11 and 39, so Stephen Elliott is in 10th position, and in 11th, number 39, and up to 11th is Tomo Burnett. 41 across the line. In 12th, that is Andy Kildare. And in 13th position, we have number 37, the newcomer, Chris Moffat. So they're all across the line, but it's Hornby that leads. 9.3 seconds, a growing advantage. 2.5 seconds back on second place, Joe Yeardsley, is number 12, Richard Ford. And that gap is just concertinaing a little bit between Richard Ford and Joe Yeardsley. And Davidson and Loader in there as well. Could be intriguing, not just for third, but second as well. Let's go out to cross 4 ways. And Rob,
Yeah, you're quite right there, Tim. That could be a real consideration. Here is your race leader once again, number 2, Andy Hornby, who just seems to be continuing to stretch that gap on the run here to cross 4 ways as well. Another machine emerging down into the dip and heading past the hedgerow here into the braking zone is number 1, Joe Yeardsley. Then here's the battle for third, number 12, Richard Ford. It's now Will Loader, number 21 up into 4, 40, Barry Davidson, and number 5, Paul Cassidy there. So Will Loader now in prime position to try and take on number 12, Richard Ford, for that final podium spot on the way through cross 4 ways. So Andy Hornby still with that substantial lead over Joe Yeardsley as number 100. Heffernan Owen makes his way through as well here at cross 4 ways. Richard Ford, number 12, still up in third, but now with Will Loader right in behind on his coattails. There's number 24, Tom Snow, through cross 4 ways as well. But remember, that's quartet of machines looking for that third spot as well. You've still got number 40, Barry Davidson, in the mix, and number 5, Paul Cassidy. So much can still happen over the next few laps here, but it is Andy Hornby still extending that advantage at the front from number 1, Joe Yeardsley, who still has a decent gap to those in the battle for third, but you never know. Back to you, Tim.
Here's our leader. 4 laps completed, out onto lap 5 of 7. Andy Hornby hasn't gone quicker that lap. Here's the man in second, Yeardsley. 10.2. Here's the gap. Third is number 12, Richard Ford. 4th, number 21, and up into 4th is Will Loader. Up into 5th is number 5, Paul Cassidy. And in 6th now is number 40, Barry Davidson. So Loader's advantage not stretched too much on that occasion. And Yeardsley, I think, has just stamped his authority on second place a little bit on that lap. He is 3 seconds ahead of third place Richard Ford and Loader, and then Cassidy not far back as well in 5th on that battle. So it is Hornby that leads, 10.2 seconds the advantage. Ahead of number 12, Joe Yeardsley's in second. Number 1, 12, number 12 is in third, Richard Ford. 4th, number 21, Will Loader. 5th, number 5, Paul Cassidy. See that quartet of bikes across the line. 7th is number 100, Heffin Owen. 8th place is 24, Tom Snow. 9th and up into 9th is number 39, Tomo Burnett. Up into 10th is number 41, that's Andy Kildare. And 11th is number 11, Stephen Elliott. And 12th is number 37, Chris Moffat. Hornby leads. Let's go out to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, one of those I really noticed from you there, Tim, is just how much ground number 39, Tomo Burnett's been making progress every single lap. Here is your race leader again, number 2, Andy Hornby through Cross Four Ways here, still with that enormous advantage, heading on the run up towards Church Bends there. Several seconds back again, number 1, Joe Yeardsley, who, as Tim pointed out at the start-finish line before, just seems to have eked out a little bit of a gap. Here's number 12, Richard Ford, number 21, Will Loader, hot on his heels there. A few bike lengths back now, number 40, Barry Davidson, holding off number 5, Paul Cassidy, on the way through there. So that battle for third just a little bit more spread out there. Number 12, Richard Ford, still holding his own there up against number 21, Will Loader, but just a little bit of a gap opening up between number 21, Will Loader, number 40, Barry Davidson, and right behind him, number 5, Paul Cassidy as well. So not all said and done in that battle for third at the moment, but just a little bit more of a gap across four ways. Number 100, Heffin Owen, on the way through as well. Bit of a gap to that quartet further forward, but also a few seconds ahead of this man, number 24, Tom Snow. So Andy Hornby, number 2, still very much dominant through cross four ways on lap 5 here, from number 1, Joe Yeardsley, who's opened up a gap to the third place battle. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, just coming to the end of lap 5 here. Here he is. That's Andy Hornby, and a quickest lap as well, 91.040, 2 minutes 48.058. Here's Yeardsley in second. The gap is 11.67 seconds. And breathe. Third, number 12, Richard Ford, and he is 3 seconds back on Yeardsley. In fourth position, number 21, Will Loader. That's just half a second between Ford and Loader. Fifth and up into fifth, fighting back, a changing order every lap, is number 40, Barry Davidson. And in sixth is number 5, Paul Cassidy. There's number 100, Heffin Owen. He's safely in 7th with a bit of a gap either side of him. And in 8th position is 24, Tom Snow. Tom Snow, the man from Guildford. But Hornby leads by a slightly growing advantage of 11.677 seconds. Quickest laps for all of the top 5. And the top 4 over 90 miles an hour, but Andy Hornby just over the 91 miles per hour. So we've had 8th off, 4 together. 9th, number 39, Tomo Burnett. Then it's 41, 11 and 37. Numbers only. Out to cross four ways, Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. As you mentioned, it's all starting to just get a little bit more spread out as we head into the last 2 full laps of this particular race. So there is number 2, Andy Hornby, still way out in front across four ways here. On to lap 6 here on the Colas Billown Course. Really stretching that advantage still. No sign of holding off at the moment. Wants to stay well clear of this man. Number 1, Joe Yeardsley, who's still got a couple of seconds advantage in second. From number 12, Richard Ford, who's opened up a few bike lengths now between himself and number 21, Will Loader in 4th there. Then number 40, Barry Davidson. And about a second or so back, just less than a second back, number 5, Paul Cassidy. So that quartet battling for third, now starting to just stretch out a little bit on that particular last lap. So no change at the front. Andy Hornby, number 2, still dominant through cross four ways, quite a way clear of number 1, Joe Yeardsley in second, who in turn still a few seconds ahead of that battle for third. Number 12, Richard Ford, who just pulled out a little bit more space between himself and number 21, Will Loader, who was hanging right onto his back wheel there on the previous lap. As number 100, Heffin Owen, heads through, still going steady in 7th at the moment, but still do not rule out number 40, Barry Davidson, number 5, Paul Cassidy for third. Back to you, Tim.
And coming into view is bike number 2. And a fastest lap as well, 91.705 miles per hour. So he's not relenting at all. Here's the man in second place, the Laxey man, number 1. 14.3 seconds. Here's the gap. Third is number 12, Richard Ford. Fourth is number 21, Will Loader. Fifth is number 40, Barry Davidson. And sixth is number 5, Paul Cassidy, but they've got a little bit of separation there between third and sixth position now. They're a bit more spread out, the most spread out they've been of the 6 laps. They're on their last lap now. Andy Hornby is 14.3 seconds ahead of number 1, Joe Yeardsley. He, in turn, is 2.5 seconds ahead of number 12, and that is Richard Ford. 4th, number 21, Will Loader. 5th, number 40, Barry Davidson. 6th, number 5, Paul Cassidy. And 7th, number 100, having a lonely old race, really, with no one really in front and no one challenging from behind, Heffin Owen. 8th is number 24, Tom Snow. He's just crossed the line. But again, the top 4 all put in quickest laps, all over the 90, but easily ahead. Is 91.7 now from Andy Hornby, who has that growing advantage of 14.3 seconds over number 1, Joe Yeardsley. Final lap, let's go out to cross 4 ways and Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, you mentioned a number 100, Heffano, and you said he's having a lonely race out there. I didn't want to be too harsh. I wanted to say he's going steady, which he is. Here is your race leader again, number 2, Andy Hornby, after a great start, and has just continued to extend that dominance at the front. Andy Hornby on this final lap in the 1100cc Classic race here, still stretching it out towards Church Bends and eventually onto that straight towards Stadium. Here's number 1, Joe Yeardsley, still going steady as well on the Royal Enfield, a few seconds back. Number 12, Richard Ford, has opened up a little bit of a bigger gap in third now to number 21, Will Loader here. So it's still spreading out between that third place, but really spread out now as number 40, Barry Davidson, comes through, and number 5, Paul Cassidy. So that quartet really stretched out over the last 2 laps. It is very much now in control, that third place, as it stands at the moment, by number 12, Richard Ford, who's opened up from number 21, Will Loader in 4th as well. And Barry Davidson in number 40, a few seconds back again, and then around 4 or 5 bike lengths back to him, number 5, Paul Cassidy. So it all just seems to have opened up a little bit in that particular battle going on for third place in this last couple of laps here. But let's catch this final lap. Back to you, Tim.
Yep, and we're about to crown our winner of this race. It's going to be Andy Hornby. Across the line he goes. And, the quickest was lap 6, 91.7. Who's going to be in second? What's the gap going to be? I think that's Hornby's maiden victory at this meeting. Number 1, Joe Yeardsley second. And number 12, Richard Ford, is in third. Let's get all the reaction. Chris Kinley.
Totally agree with you, Tim. That is Andy Hornby's very first win at the Billown circuit. You can hear the triumph coming in. He was third last year, and I said at the start I did not think that Joe would have the legs on him. Obviously with the 750 against the 500, just something completely different. And Richard Ford for of course Bob Jackson, the Bob Jackson Norton, coming in that third position, and he closed that machine off, and Andy gets off and takes the lid off. He was at the Northwest there the other week, was Andy. And we'll let him take his protector off. He can leave his lid on if he wants. Sorry, Richard, just mind yourself there. Let's not get run over by Richard.
Better with a helmet on.
No, I'd take your helmet off. You're a handsome bugger. I'd take the helmet off, Andy.
With me.
Again. Well done, Andy. He's struggling just to get the old lid off there. You all right? Can he? Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. Yeah, he's got the D-rings out. There you go. There you go. 2 races at the Billown circuit we've had so far. Will Loader wins one for the first time, and your first win as well. Well done.
Yeah, I know. I came pretty close last year. We had some great races last year, and it's a shame a couple of the guys weren't out. I think Adam wasn't out, and Alan wasn't out either, were they? So, you know, it's a shame for those guys, but listen, I'll take the win.
You had the legs, didn't you, on Joe? I said before the start, you should have the legs on the straight just at the end of the straights. He'd be quick out of the corners, I think.
That bike punches out the corner. He's got the. I've got a few years on him, though, haven't I?
Yes.
I need all the help I can get, don't I? I mean, he's some boy, some rider. So I knew he was. You know, I thought he was going to push me, so I didn't really ease off until the last few laps. I kept looking behind to see, you know, if I could see him, and then I was just sort of looking after the bike, actually. Had myself.
91.7 quickest lap.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it? It's pretty wet out there. It's pretty bad. Well,
tell us where it is.
Into Ballabeg, really, through Iron Gate. It's a bit patchy through Iron Gate, then as you go under the trees through the farm there towards Joey's and then up to Ballabeg. It's pretty wet, not nice, in the braking area. As soon as you get around the corner there, Ballabeg, it's absolutely dry as a bone. It's like 2 circuits out there today.
Good man. Well done, Andy.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Well done to you. And young Joe's up here. Let's just get up to the top. And how is the... Oh, no, you're not Joe. How are you, Joe?
Yeah, very good, yeah. Really
he had the legs, didn't he, really?
Well, yeah, he rode well. And I got such a good jump off the start line. I thought, oh, my God, I've got this. And then He passed me like I was in third gear, and off he went. And
On the main straight there, Ballacake.
Yeah, but he rode fantastic. We come into through Iron Gate and went through towards Ballabeg, and the road just like changed. I could see the water coming up off his tyres, and that whole section down to Whetstone is literally wet. And then the back of the course is really dry, so I had a few little slides at Ballabeg, and I was just like, oh god. So, but no, I really enjoyed that. It's first time riding a classic bike like this, so to get a second, and I'm very happy. And I'd just like to say thanks to Flipbook Motorcycles for providing me the bike and giving me the opportunity to race it.
Well done, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Cheers. Do you want your lid up for the pictures? There you go, buddy. There you go. He's got it there. Richie Ford. We'll quickly get to Rich and we'll do the presentation. Richard, a stalwart of the scene. We can call you that, can't we? That was hard work. You and Will Loader and Barry Davis having a ding-dong.
Yeah, it's always fun to be on the road with Barry. You know, he's such a clean, talented rider. No, a bit of fun. I enjoyed that. All good fun. The old bits have just kept on going, thank goodness, and looked after me well.
Well done.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Well done, guys. Cheers. Okay, let's get on with the podium. Who's doing the podium? Sir Miles, who is it today? It's Dave Smart. Hello, Dave Smart from Blackford's. Nice to see you, David. Nice to see you, bud. Ladies and gentlemen, give Blackford's and Dave Smart a big round of applause, please, folks. Down here. Yeah, let's go for the third place. And third place, number 12, Richie Ford. Well done, Richard. Gets himself up there on the Bob Jackson Racing Machine. Second position, number 1, Joe Yeardsley. Well done to Joe. Gets the hat on the wee one. And the winner, first winner around the Colas Billown circuit, number 2, Andy Hornby. So well done to the top 3. Thank you very much also to Dave Smart for doing the presentations there. They'll also get a bottle of the Foraging Vintners sparkling wine to have at their leisure, which will probably be after racing tomorrow. But again, folks, number 12, Richard Ford, number 1, Joe Yeardsley, and your race winner, number 2, Andy Hornby. Thanks, guys. Brilliant stuff, Tim. We're going to set up for race number 3. We'll hand back to you.
Thank you. Great reactions there. And let's just give the rest of the leaderboard. 4th, number 21, Will Loader. 5th, number 40, Barry Davidson. 6th, number 5, Paul Cassidy. 7th, number 100, Heffin Owen. 8th, number 24, Tom Snow. Up into 9th was number 41, Andy Kilday. His best lap on that lap was 84.310 miles per hour. And 10th and up in the fastest lap as well was number 37, despite those conditions we've just heard about out there at Ballabeg. 84.392 for the newcomer Chris Moffat, and in 11th was number 39 Tomo Burnett. But it was Hornby, the winning margin, 14.5 seconds. And we got under travelling escort. I think it's bike number 11. Who's had a few run-ins on the Castletown bypass so far. It is Stephen Elliott. He lent his bike up against the lamppost earlier on, and it was brought back down to here. So once again, mechanical issues, unfortunately. Cursing number 11 there, Stephen Elliott. But the travelling marshals and a few of the officials in the orange jackets just making sure that everything's okay and we get them safely off the course as Logan Air Flight just approaches Ronaldsway Airport at the same time, flying right over the start-finish line on its approach to Ronaldsway Airport, and the bike just being wheeled off as the gates are opened into the grass area near to the Balalock estate here on the Castletown bypass. So that was your top 11 finishers, just the 11 finishers in that race. And now we do move to race number 3. It's getting a bit dark, it has to be said again, here on the start-finish line. Let's keep those fingers crossed and try and get the rain to stay away, please, because we've got the Jeff Duke Jr. Superbike race up next. And let's give you the grid for that. And on pole is number 52, Matt Milcreast. In the middle of the front row is 34, that's Dan Gilbert. 33, Chris Moore completes the front row. Second row, number 74, Joey Thompson. Number 4, Rhys Hardesty. And number 3, Alan Oversby. Third row is number 159, Darrell Tweed. Number 98, Damien Crook. And number 18, Michael Bampton. Fourth row is number 24, Tom Snow. Number 1, Joe Yeardsley. and number 53, Rod Hughes. That's number 32 just going through there. Not quite sure where that was. 32, we'll come back to that in a moment. Tom Snow, Joe Yeardsley and Rod Hughes is that fourth row. Fifth row is number 47, Luke Blevins. Sixth row is Owen Monaghan, number 17, and number 49, William Birchall. Sixth row, Martin Clare, bike number 95. Then it's Richard Ford on number 12, and bike number 8, Dan Sale. Seventh row is 104. 59, Mark Colvin, and 99, Sam Norton. The eighth row, number 44, Paul Turner. Number 50, Dave Glover. And number 35, James Leatham. Ninth row, number 45, Steve Higgerty. 97, Simon Lehane. And 88, Rob Lowe. And then we have on row 10, Blake Kelly, number 81. So it's Matt Milcrease that is the man in the pole position. It's a big grid, right the way to the back of the grid. 10 rows back, we've got Blake Kelly, number 81. We could only have two further machines on the grid, so it's going to be one of those real moments, one of these mass starts that we have around the Colas Billown Course. Always gets the heart rate going up a little bit. And have we got a little bit more rain being indicated out here on the start-finish line? And yes, we get the nod. Just a darker cloud is just hanging right over the top of the Castletown bypass, unfortunately, at the moment. And Chris Kinley, you're the man. Unfortunately, I'm lucky I'm indoors, but you're outdoors. What's the weather conditions like just a little bit further down the bypass?
It's all right. You heard what Andy Hornby was just saying there about the places they're going to have to watch out for, and also they'll get a board here that tells them exactly about it. 52 is on that pole position on the Ireland Fuels machine. Paul Cassidy's ridden that bike. In fact, Paul Cassidy's bike. To be fair, Matt was over with Paul Cassidy at the Northwest 200. Chris Moore gives us a big wave there. He's on the front row with 33. Alongside the 52 on the front there is 34. That's Don Gilbert. So two CBR 600s on the front row and one TZ250 Yamaha twin. Second row, number 4, Rhys Hardesty, winner of this one last year. What a beautiful looking machine. And if you keep an eye on number 4 when he goes by, get a good picture of it. He's got the old Ghostbusters, how shall I say, the Ghostbusters emblem on the side of his machine. That, of course, sponsored by K-Mac, Wilson and Wilding GATC machine. TZ, so just a few more spits and spots of rain. I'm just looking over to the car over there. It's quite a modern car, so it should have the automatic wipers, but they're not on, so that is a good sign. 159, 98 and 18 on row number 3, as you quite rightly said. We're getting ready to go, guys. That's about 10 seconds, I think, with the hand gesture I've just had there. So the first traveller marshal will be heading off. And of course, slick tyres on the 250s that they've got to. Well, Rhys has definitely got slick tyres on. Chris Moore's definitely got slick tyres on. Machines now leaving the holding area. Tom Snow away. Luke Blevins, good to see Luke here. One of the local guys, and as he quite rightly said, a pretty big field. 81 and just at the back there should be number 74, Joey Thompson. He's going to have to get his grid position on his TZ Yamaha. There goes Joe there now. Just rolls it nicely. It sounded crisp, that did last night. So machines are making their way out as another one of those orange and white aeroplanes shoot over and landing down at Rollinsway Airport on runway 26. Let's head over to Cross Four Ways for the warm-up lap.
Indeed, yeah, we're just getting a couple of speckles of rain here again here at Cross Four Ways, and as Tim mentioned over at the bypass, it's the same here. Just those grey clouds looming over at the moment is also having quite a big effect on the light, I would probably say as well, but we say it's speckles of rain, no more than that at this stage, so let's just keep our fingers crossed and touch wood that it doesn't get any heavier than this. We can hear them rumbling away, those junior superbikes in the distance there. Can't really forget that great lap by number 52, Matt Milcrease, that set the benchmark as well. But number 34, Don Gilbert as well, just very quietly making it onto the front row there, I think. Not too much pomp and ceremony about that, but a fantastic running as well. And he was one of those, alongside number 33, Chris Moore, that had some really big improvements in the timings in terms of the practice and qualifying session that took place earlier this afternoon. Interesting that we didn't see number 3, Alan Oversby, in the previous race. It'll be interesting to see if he is indeed out on this formation lap ahead of this one as well. Number 74, Joey Thompson, had a bit of a slower start in the first practice as well, but also really started to rally back in that second one. Number 4, Rhys Hardesty, I do remember actually in the last practice session ahead of this race in this particular class, he actually pulled over briefly at Cross Four Ways at one stage before setting off again, so maybe just having to tweak something possibly, and I'm sure he'll be hoping that whatever it was, it has been figured out by that point as we just continue to get a few drops of rain here. Can see South Brule still very clearly in the distance. Here is the travelling marshal with the lights on. At the head of the group is number 34, Don Gilbert. Number 52, 4, 159, 98, 33. So this group all quite close together. There is number 3, Alan Oversby. So he is out on the formation lap here. As we mentioned, he didn't seem to start in the last one. Number 95 at the back of that group, that's Martin Clare. 88, 44, 50 all through Cross Four Ways. There's number 35, one of the newcomers, James Leatham. 45, 97, number 8, Dan Sale, number 74, Joey Thompson, number 81 as well in there. That's one of the newcomers, Blake Kelly, with 2 more travelling marshals. The rain just starting to get a little bit heavier, I should advise, here across Four Ways, so we may see the lack of adhesion flags out before too long. We'll have to wait and see, but the rain just getting a tiny bit heavier as the light seems to fade here as well. We can see a course inspection car just making its way in the distance as well after the travelling marshals had also headed on through. Yet can see the lack of adhesion flags coming out here at Cross Four Ways. May indeed be the case across other parts of the Billown Course as the convoy starts making its way back into the eye line of Tim Glover over at race control on the start-finish line there. But the light, as I've mentioned, is also starting to fade as well as the evening goes on. I may have to deploy the Manx Radio umbrella. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you very much. And the EasyJet flight, the orange plane that was mentioned, it did a fly through, aborted its attempt to landing there. And, well, are we going to get the start here of our Jeff Duke Junior Superbike race? And it is so gloomy out there now. We've had there's a hand up from one of the riders, and several of the riders actually are riding through and saying they are not competing in these conditions. 52 goes through, 98, shake of the head from number 24, and I think we're going to get a situation where the riders, well, the leading riders certainly, have decided to take this matter into their own hands. So a little bit of pressure on the officials here now. And, yeah, more riders are making their own minds up on this. And the clerk of the course is going through, and I think we're going to get this race. It's being abandoned. And, yeah, no, the clerk of the course now firmly signalling to all the riders that have remained on the grid at the back. He's pointing to them to return to the holding area. The rain has got heavier here. We have got junior superbike bikes out there, so they're powerful bits of kit. And I just had a feeling that EasyJet flight was a little bit of an omen when it did the fly-through and aborted its attempt to land, that we were going to have a similar situation here at the start of this Jeff Duke Junior Superbike race. The road here on the Castletown bypass now is wet. And the lack of adhesion flag at the top of School Hill, well, that was out as well when they were just coming down on this formation lap. And it has gone so dark for the first time ever, I think, we've had to put the light on in the commentary box. That is how dark it has got here at the Colas Billown Course. Let's go to Chris Kinley. What a shame, but that EasyJet flight just seemed to be an omen to me, Chris.
Yeah, there was a couple of planes just coming before it, Tim. There was the direct flight in from obviously that's come back from Mallorca tonight, so the airport would have been chock-a-block busy. And he was full on approach and just did a full on go around. Back to the bikes though, a lot of the guys are on slicks. The 250 guys mainly on slicks. The guys on the CBR 600s, the modernish bikes, they'll be on road tyres, which effectively like slicks anyway for those who have a road bike. So yeah, there isn't enough grip out there. Andy Hornby touched on it in the previous race as well. That's probably why a lot of the guys are on the 250s. They're on slicks. You do not want to be out there on the roads with all the different surface changes, all the grids and stuff with slicks on. And it is heavy rain out here now. And I'll look into where it's coming from, which is kind of the south, sort of over towards what should we say, Mull Hill, that sort of way, over Port St Mary, the top of there, and Dorby, and not Dorby, that sort of area coming through. Yeah, it's not looking good. Probably half an hour or so it might have just blown through, but who knows? Dickie Gale gives me a withering look. Yeah, let's get Tim back in and let's get the details. Yeah, but heavy rain here, the road's completely soaked through. Get back here when we can.
Yeah, just stay on if you will, Chris. I believe just talking to the clerk of the course, he's let the riders go through because particularly at the front and right the way through, they made their own minds up, as we were describing here on the start-finish line. They were all on slicks. So I think he's just let them go through. They can have a little bit of a debate amongst themselves as to what tyre choice they might make, and we'll have to keep an eye, obviously, on the weather. So there is going to be probably 10-15 minute delay at the very least here while they make up their decision. But these junior superbikes, Chris, they're powerful bits of kit, aren't they?
Certainly are, yeah. I mean, they're all pretty powerful bits of kit, and especially those CBR 600s, they've got so much power with them, and especially the little 250s with that very narrow power band that the averages come out of places like the Castdown Bridge, Ballabeg, places like that, just snap on the power and just a little damp patch, rear end spins out, and we all know what happens. You go and skydive, you're going up in the air, aren't you, and coming down hard. So, yeah, the clerk of the course made the decision, fair enough. There's a lot of things to think about here. He's in constant radio contact with all the guys and girls around the circuit, the radio operators who are feeding information in all the time, all right? So he's got a lot of things to think about, like Gary Thompson will have at the TT coming up in the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, you wouldn't have his job for a big clock, would you, Tim? Rather be down here in the rain-ish. Tim?
Yeah, they wouldn't have his job for a big clock or anything else, indeed. And let's just get a report from Rob Pritchard. I think he's getting the brunt of the weather out there now at Cross Four Ways. And Rob, you must have the brolly out now.
Yeah, indeed. You mentioned that the plane aborting its landing at Ronaldsway was an omen. I think one of the omens always at this side of things, if the Manx radio umbrella has to be deployed here at Cross Four Ways, you know the weather's either incredibly hot or getting incredibly wet, and it is indeed the latter here. The rain absolutely persisting down, the heaviest it's been here over across Four Ways, and by the sounds of it around the course as well. And as for the many reasons, like the likes of yourself and Chris have already mentioned there, clearly a swift decision made just to call this race for the time being, at the very least, at least temporarily, because as much as we'd love to see the junior superbike race heading away, of course the safety of the riders and all those involved is the top priority. We're going to hand down to Chris Kinley.
Yeah, just getting some information from the organisers here that what they've done is in the paddock, they've gone round to all the riders, especially the lads who are on the slicks, and said, look, if you want to go out, you've got 15 minutes to change wheels and tyres, or tyres and wheels, whichever way around you want to do it. So they're going to give them 15 minutes for their decision. If they want to go out, change tyres if you want, but the race back on the way, hopefully in about 15 minutes-ish time.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Chris, for that. And we were getting the same information from race control here. 15 minutes, make your mind up. But the rain has just come back in another heavy pulse of rain here. And, yeah, there's still some dark clouds coming in the direction from where it's from. And the roads now are officially wet here on the Castletown bypass. It's unfortunate to say. So it's going to be make your mind up time, and well, each rider will have a different opinion. The team, there'll be no pressure being put, I'm sure, on any of the riders on these junior superbikes. They'll make their mind up about what sort of tyre they want to go, or indeed if they want to go at all. So we've got a bit of a delay here. We'll let the riders just make their minds up. We've got the clerk of the course here, and we're just going to go to Chris Kinley very quickly down at the clubhouse.
Yeah, we're just hearing from the paddock guys here that it's okay. The guys have agreed to do a 15-minute thing. So a 15-minute thing, and then we'll get back underway here.
Yeah, we just, I think with the clerk of the course is hovering around. We'll just see if we can get the official word, and then we'll probably take a short break. Giles, thank you for keeping us informed, and obviously then we can keep the public informed. We were chatting, weren't we, in the interval? We walked down to get the start sheets and the grids down at the clubhouse down there, and we were talking about finding a weather app that we are more favourable with, that looks good. We'd heard the weather forecast, we'd seen a few of the apps, they looked encouraging, but you'd had a look at the radar, the rainfall radar, and that was telling a different story.
Yeah, it was. We knew this might happen. We saw this coming in over the sea. Unfortunately, it came in a little bit quicker than we wanted. Obviously, with this race, we've got a mixture of wet weather, or rather, we've got a mixture of treaded tyres and some are out on slicks. It's not, it's not okay to send people out on slicks if we've had good weather. It was dry all around the course. It dried nice and quickly. So once it went to wet weather, decision made, send them back, let them put some wets on, and they'll be back out just before the hour.
Okay, we'd heard mixed reports around the course. It certainly seemed to hit around Ballabeg and through to Ballawhetstone, that section there first. And we heard riders describing it was like two courses in one with the weather conditions. And that's the worst of all cases, isn't it? We have got clearly now wet conditions all the way round the 4.25 mile Billown Course. So that makes the decision somewhat easier. You either don't go or you put wets on.
Absolutely. Actually, as a rider, they'll be much happier with this. Nobody wants to be riding on split conditions. There is no right tyre for it. So to be able to go out on full wets, everyone will be a lot happier with this. I think when we saw the EasyJet not able to land and go around, that was the moment the decision was made. So much happier riders. They'll be out on wets. They'll enjoy that a lot more.
Okay, well, just before the hour, so I think we'll just take a short break, hand back to the studio. Hopefully we'll be back. We'll see how many decide to go on the grid or not, because they have got the option, of course, of deciding, no, I don't fancy it on one of these junior superbikes, because they are powerful bits of kit, these, around the Colas Billown Course. So thanks very much indeed to Giles, the clerk of the course, for coming and talking to us and talking to you as well. It is raining quite steadily now, unfortunately, on the Castletown bypass. So we'll hand it back just for a little while. As soon as we've got any news, we'll bring that to you. Let's hope we get some more racing. We'll wait and see, but back to the studio. Welcome back to the Colas Billown Course in the south of the Isle of Man. We're at the Blackford Financial Services Pre-TT Classic Races. We had race 3 just about to get underway, the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike race. It got aborted at the start because the heavens had opened. We've got powerful machinery out there. The riders took that into their own hands, largely the front crews. Some of the back ones probably wanted to get going and see if they could chance their arm, maybe get some prize money. But in the end, the clerk of the course came down. The start was abandoned, but we do believe that we are going to now have a race over a reduced distance of 5 laps, and that should be starting in the next few minutes. The course inspection cars are out, just checking conditions. We can pretty definitely say that it is now wet conditions in places. It will be wet all the way around the course. Now, we heard earlier in the previous race that the section, particularly on the approach to Ballabeg and all the way round to Ballawhetstone, was really wet, and then the rest of the course was pretty much dry. But let's get an update, because the man with his finger on the pulse down at the clubhouse is Chris Kinley, and well, they've got the option. They can decide what tyres they're going to go with, or if they're going to go at all. Chris Kinley.
Dickie Gale's got the finger on his pulse, but I think it's stopped, to be fair, because he's been asked to buy a round of beer. Nah, not at all. Dickie's the one who's been giving me all the information, so thank you, Dickie, for that, giving us information from race control and stuff. Yeah, no sign of movement on the machines as of yet. We're obviously just at the top area here. It has actually stopped raining here now, and a friend of ours, Emsy, went on there and had a little look at the flight radar, and that EasyJet flight has landed, but it landed the other way around. Instead of coming in from The south runway came in from the other side, came in over Derby Haven Way, not Derby Haven Way. Yeah, Derby Haven Way came over that way on the end runway there by Cafe Bar 26, etc. So yeah, no movement as of yet. We're not going to be too far away. Hopefully it is, as you quite rightly say, Tim, it's completely wet underfoot. Wet weather tyres will be the job there. Now, some riders love the old wet stuff. Others absolutely hate it. It's when you're in half and half, that's when you get problems. So these guys and girls will be able to look at the conditions and make an assessment. They have the beauty, obviously, of getting a sighting lap around the circuit. They'll get one, and then we are going to go for a 5-lap distance on this. And bearing in mind, we've still got another race after that. We've got the sidecar race, but we can keep the roads closed, I think, till 9:30. So yeah, so we've got the rest of the evening to play around, and of course tomorrow as well. And I've already been looking at various forecasts, and well, it's what it is, isn't it? We just have to deal with it. I've been down here, stood in glorious sunshine with the sun blistering, and I've been down here with, like you say, rivers running across the track, but they'll still run down here at Billown, provided it is runnable, if that is a word. What are you pointing at? Oh, somebody's dropped something out of the pocket there. That's what it is. Somebody's dropped some socks. That's a bit worrying, isn't it? Harley's dropped some socks. Good man. So we're just waiting for the machines to come down, Tim. As soon as we get the information on that, we'll let you know. I believe there is a fair bit of water out at Cross Four Ways. We're hearing from the race control as well. I'm sure the marshals, the Orange Army, will be out there working hard with their sweep and brushes. Maybe bring Rob Pritchard in and get details on that. Rob, it looks pretty clear up that way now, do you think?
The light has certainly lifted, and the rain has started to lift off in the last couple of minutes, but indeed the course inspection car has actually just stopped here at the junction at Cross Four Ways, and the gentleman just getting out of the car and chatting with a few of the marshals, and they were just there is the course inspection car actually just heading away from the exit across Four Ways to Church Bends. One of my Manx Radio colleagues here at Cross Four Ways just had a quick glance as well over the wall there, just having a look at the exit from Cross Four Ways, and said that it looked very wet indeed on the way out of Cross Four Ways. So maybe just something that might have been what they'd stopped to just have a chat with the marshals about, just to have a look at the situation. Looking out on the road itself, just looking around the sort of gutter areas in the wider areas, there is a tiny bit of standing water just down to my left-hand side. We say tiny, it's a puddle, a very small puddle in the grand scheme of things, but definitely the light has lifted, and the raindrops just seem to have subsided for the moment. And looking a bit further away towards South Barrule, that grey cloud seems to be moving in that direction as well. So interesting, like I say, to hear from my colleague that it is apparently very wet on the exit from Cross Four Ways. No doubt those assessments have been made with the course inspection car going round. They'll be checking everything all the way through from Church Bends right through to Stadium, and then back towards the start-finish line. And I'm sure some more discussions will take place as to what happens from this point. So yes, the rain has subsided. We have got a bit more light, but just like everywhere around the Colas Billown course, it is pretty damp at the moment, I think it's fair to say. Back to you.
Are ready to go in the holding area, we've just been told. That's what I've just been told information. Riders are ready to go, so we're just waiting for the okay from the inspection car, which you quite rightly said is having a good look around the circuit. And fair play, you know, the amount of rain we've had here on the Isle of Man. I think it was the wettest April we had for years and years and years. And obviously the weather that we had last week, Wednesday, Thursday, wasn't the best. I mean, the scenes down here in the paddock where there was awnings flying left, right and centre. All the ones at the TT paddock got dragged over the back as well onto hospitality. So that's all been tidied up. So there is still a lot of water on the ground, and a lot of the farmers over here are belaying that. But, you know, it's what it is. Just got to get on with life. Let's bring Tim back in. He's at the start and finish line. As soon as we get an eye on the machines, we'll let you know.
Yeah, Chris, I was just going to ask you, I'm assuming that in the holding area where you are, they do line up in pretty much grid formation, so you're going to get a chance to see how many of these riders are going to go out. Do you think there will be a few that decide, no, don't fancy this?
Well, we'll find out, because what they've done is they've gone back to the paddock, which is the grassy area where the scrutineer's tent is as well. And bearing in mind, because they're changing wheels, will they have to go through scrutineer again? I wouldn't think so, but I think the technical officials will be down there having a little look, because all these guys are experienced. A lot of these guys, they'll just go down, pop one wheel out, pop a new wheel in, pump the pants back up, and away you go. Dead simple. It might not be as easy as that, but apparently the riders are ready. So what they'll do is when they decide to come out, they'll come down the little link road, and then they come to the little area by the Derek Nicholson stand. And like I've said before, they've got the rows up to row 11 here, and they set them up. They have guys down here with sheets, and what they do with the sheets, kind of like they do on the start line, Tim, they go along, they make sure that number 33's in the right spot, number 28's in the right spot, and they just check them off against the sheet, give the green flag, and away we go. So that is all checked down here before the riders leave the holding area, or the holding pen, if you want to call it, down here.
Thank you, Chris. The course inspection car is back, and just a few discussions taking place. We saw the clerk of the course down with the walkie-talkie as well. So 1 minute we're hearing until the bikes will be called down. So we'll just quickly give you the couple of rows here. Row 1. Matt Milcreast is on pole, then he's 52, 34 is Dan Gilbert, and 33 Chris Moore. The second row is 74 Joey Thompson, 4 Rhys Hardesty, and then we have number 3 Alan Oversby. So let's go down and see, what is going to be the situation down at the clubhouse and the little dummy grid in the holding area behind the Derek Nicholson stand, and rejoin Chris Kinley.
Yeah, spectators starting to make their way down here again. We've just had the klaxon up there from the chap you had lunch with a bit earlier on. He's walking around with the klaxon. I'm going to see a few cars going out. There's a few people making the way, obviously, home back to where their accommodation and stuff. A few motorhomes leaving the back of the paddock there now. You want to follow any of the action, by the way, there's lots of photographs over at Manx Radio Motorsport. Young Ben has taken a lot of pictures of all that, and the team at the start and finish line also putting pictures on, but the machines now making their way forward. It'll be interesting to see what sort of tyres they have gone for, whether they've gone for, obviously, normal treaded tyres, gone for an Inter, or maybe, I know some guys used to like the feel of the machine moving under them with the slick on, but hey, we'll just wait and see. On this one, the first bike coming through, I'm stood under a tree with the drips going down the back of my neck. What are you doing, man? 95 Martin Clare, he's the first machine back. Martin is, and you can see the glistening on the front. Yeah, he's got full wet in the front of that, and 98 also with a full wet as well. Does a bit of a stoppie just in front of me. He's 47. He's also there too. He's got the full wets in as well, as number 17 Owen Monaghan on the 400 Kawasaki. He gives a big thumbs up. Anyway, but it is wet. Seems to be the order of the day so far. Chris Moore, previous winner of this as well, second last year. He doesn't like this at all. He's just gone for full wets on that as well. Gives a shake of the head. Matty Milcreast, what's Matt gone for? Well, Matt's got what he's got there now. What he's just was nearly doing then is going to get some heat into that tyre. 34 has gone for wets. Wets on the front, wets on the rear as well. Yeah, gone for the wets. Matt's just gone for the normal ones. So Matt Milcreast on the pole position. Happy enough in position. Number 3, Alan Oversby, he's just gone for the dry tyres, you want to call it that. Rhys Hardesty has changed to wets. Very, very heavy cut. That's a brand new wet on the rear of number 4, Rhys Hardesty. Also a brand new wet on the back of number 34, Don Gilbert, on the Guerrilla Racing CBR 600. Guerrilla Racing, Gus Turner and the guys. 98's loving it, because Rhys Hardesty just revving that. Matt decided not to change tyres, just turns his head round and looks at me and just shakes his head a little bit, but he's a good rider. He's a good rider, is Matt. He's been away for a little while as well. Obviously things are important here because the temperature's dropping as well, and these guys are sat here now. They need to get the heat in these wheels and in these tyres, so look out. Here we go. Darryl Tweed left as well, young Darryl. Luke Blevins with a big thumbs up, and here we go. I would say 95% probably on wet tyres, maybe a little bit more than that, and the rest on dry tyres. So they're making their way around. 2 Traveller Marshals and the course car behind. Let's go to cross 4 ways for the warm-up lap. Only 5 laps this time. Rob Pritchard.
Indeed, 5 laps, and this will be an important familiarisation lap for all those competitors out there, just with the conditions that we have had as well, getting used to those new tyres and just getting an understanding of what how the course is behaving really as they make their way around with the travelling marshals as well. I wonder if that might just shake up the dynamic a little bit of the times that we've had already. We mentioned already that number 52, Matt Milcreast on pole, the front row number 34, Don Gilbert, number 33, Chris Moore, but as has been pointed out by both Tim and Chris, some of those do enjoy going out in the wet, and some of those don't as well. So the fact that we have the change of tyres, quick turnaround for these competitors here as they start making their way to cross 4 ways. We can just hear them in the distance as well. So by the looks of it, they are going to have those lack of adhesion flags out naturally, given the conditions as well. So it'll be interesting to see that the body of machines making their way through as well. It was a good point that was made as well, that just with the way the conditions were previously on certain parts of the course, particularly in the lead up towards here at Cross Four Ways, that there was a real mismatch between wet and dry in certain areas. I think Ballabeg Corner was pointed out there that it was quite slippery on the entry into the corner, but on the exit it was bone dry as well. And as I mentioned before, here at Cross Four Ways, a bit damp as it is everywhere on the Colas Billown course, but one thing my colleague did point out was that it did look rather damp indeed on the exit across Four Ways. So that's something that they'll all figure out as they make their way down here towards the latter stages of this 4.25 mile course. As has been pointed out, if you missed it a couple of moments ago, this race previously scheduled for 7 laps has now been shortened to a 5-lap race as well, and we can hear them just whirring away in the background. And a reminder, just from our vantage point, we can't see the top of the hill heading down into the dip in front of us this time, just because of the tree line over on the left-hand side. And looking down in front of us, a couple of tiny little bits of standing water on this near left-hand side to us, so on the right-hand side for the riders when they make their way here. But those are right next to the curbs as well. You don't see those machines moving that far wide next to the curb as well. Here comes the travelling marshal leading the first 3 machines toward Cross Four Ways. Number 34, Don Gilbert. Number 33, Chris Moore. And number 4, Reese Hardesty, as well, as they make their way round here. 1, 2, 3, 4, whole scutch of them coming through now as well, led by number 52, Matt Milcrease. Number 3, Alan Oversby. Darrell Tweed is in there. Number 98, Damien Crook. 17, 24, 49, 47 is at 95 as well, so that's Martin Clare. Number 50, 44, 35, 45, 97, 8 and 81 at the back of that group as well is one of the newcomers, Blake Kelly, as well there, just as the 2 other travelling marshals make their way through, followed very closely by one of the course inspection cars as well. So particularly under that tree line on the exit across Four Ways, you'd imagine there might just be a little bit fewer pockets of water that have been gathering under there. We did mention, of course, that was the case before this particular session as well. That's something to be considered, and on the run up to Ballawhetstone, where there's more tree cover as well. So they're all just going to be working it out as the convoy makes its way up to Church Bends and on that long run all the way down to Stadium as well. But looking out here as well, that grey cloud that dropped all that precipitation on us not too long ago as well just seems to be lifting a little bit and moving its way into the direction of South Barul as well. And dare I say, if I look over to my left hand side, I actually do see a bit of sunshine trying to creep through the clouds there. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, back to you, Tim.
Thank you. I've just seen the travelling marshal traverse the bridge there, and the bright headlights on that bike now come over School Hill Rise, and the red flag and the start-finish line, or start line, of course, as it is on this particular occasion, just to get everybody to slow down. We'll just confirmation that if riders have changed tyres and wheels, they will get a check over by the technical official to make sure everything is okay. And thanks indeed, though, to Giacomo Cherry, who's messaged that through. And Matt Milcrease is not on the front row in pole position. 34, Don Gilbert is there. Number 33, just looking through to see quite a lot of officials there. I think 33 is on the grid. But I think maybe Matt Milcrease has pulled in or has actually gone through, but he's not there. It's like, watch the lights, we're going to get the start here. And away they go, and it's a good start from 34 and 4. Reese Hardesty and Don Gilbert. Let's go to Chris Kinley for the whole shot.
Yeah, we'll keep a little eye out and see if we can find out where Matt Milcrease has gone. He's not there at the moment, can't see him. I know there was a couple of guys who were on the dry tyres, but it was a good start by Reese Hardesty, you're quite right. And a couple of the guys who are on the dry tyres are going to have a little look, and I think Matt is going to be one of the ones that is pulling in there. I'm not sure if I can just pick out that number there. Is that number... Just trying to see in the distance. I think it's just can't see. Yeah, the second mic is Matt Milcrease. Yeah, your pole sitter has decided to pull in, so he's not going to be out. But a great start on the TZ with that new rear wet tyre on for Reese Hardesty.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, and Matt, as we were hearing, didn't go for the full wets, and I think probably has gone round and seen what the conditions are like and thought, nah, this is not for me. I've not got the right tyres here. The boys that have gone for the wets, I think, have made the right choice. And the other thing, of course, has been mentioned already. The temperature has dropped and dropped away considerably. The coats are on now, and even a few bobble hats I can spot amongst the spectators. So these road road conditions are not likely to improve quickly at all because there's just not going to be enough heat there to dry these roads out. So that's going to be another additional factor in this. So the guys that have gone on the wets, I think, have made the right decision here. And Matt Milcrease, the pole sitter, hadn't made that choice by the sound of it. And he's decided, no, I have made the wrong choice. I'm not going to risk this. Let's go to Rob at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, we can hear them whirring away in the distance. You're quite right there, Tim. The temperature has dropped a little bit. If you cast your mind back to 12 months ago when we had that glorious weather for this weekend and for the TT fortnight as well, it was warm as well as dry. Here is the race leader on the way through. A bit of a gap here. Number 4, Rhys Hardesty leads Cross Four Ways. 2 more machines emerging. Number 34, Don Gilbert is there. And then around 4 or 5 bike lengths back is number 159, Daryl Tweed there. And then a whole scutch of machines led by number 98, Damien Crook. 49, 24, 95, only time for numbers, 47, 53, 8 and 33. So number 33, Chris Moore, has dropped off considerably away from the front at the moment. And there is number 50, that's Dave Glover on the way through. Number 3, Alan Oversby. Number 35, that's James Leatham. Number 45 and 97. And then number 44 at the back of that group is Paul Turner. So number 4, Rhys Hardesty leading. He's managed to get around a second or so ahead of the nearest machines in behind him. But notably there as well, number 33, Chris Moore, who started on the front row, has dropped back considerably and caught up in that group of machines way behind the front 3 at the moment on this opening lap. Still a fair bit of a way to go, 5 laps in total, but it is number 4, Rhys Hardesty, who's taken the initiative ahead of number 34, Don Gilbert. To you, Tim.
Rhys Hardesty, the winner in last year and back in 2019, and here he is. Across the line he goes, 3 minutes, 2.8 seconds. Here's second and third as the spray comes up. So it's 34, Don Gilbert in second, and 159, Daryl Tweed up into third. Oh, and a gaggle of machines, 5 together. So fourth is number 98, Damien Crook. Fifth is number 49, the newcomer, William Birchall. Sixth, number 24, Tom Snow. Seventh, number 95, that's Martin Clare. Eighth, number 53, Rad Hughes. Ninth, number 33, Chris Moore. 10th, number 8, Dan Sale. 11th, number 47, the newcomer, Luke Blevins. 12th is number 50, Dave Glover. 13th, number 35, James Leatham. 14th, number 97, Simon Lehane. 15th, number 45, Steve Higgerty. 16th, 44, Paul Turner. And 17th, number 3, Alan Oversby. So Hardesty has a 7.271 second advantage. 3 retirements we are thinking here. Number 3, we're thinking may well be pulling in as a retirement. Alan Oversby, way down the running order, normally would be at the front. So just had confirmation from down at the clubhouse that is a retirement for number 3, Alan Oversby. So it's Hardesty, the winner from last year in 2019, 7.2 seconds ahead of Gilbert and Tweed. Let's go out to Rob at Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, good start for Rhys Hardesty there ahead of Don Gilbert and Daryl Tweed, but just a quick mention there for number 49, William Birchall, who started all the way back on the 5th row, if you remember, and up into 5th at the moment. Here is your race leader at the moment, number 4, Rhys Hardesty, into Cross Four Ways for a second time. Seems to have opened up a much bigger gap to the pack behind him here. If we see one more machine, 2 more now emerging from the dip and up towards Cross Four Ways. Here's number 34, Don Gilbert, around half a second or so, and number 159, Daryl Tweed there. So Daryl Tweed keeping Don Gilbert honest on the way through Cross Four Ways. 2 machines close together. Here is number 98, just ahead of number 49 there. So Damien Crook just ahead of William Birchall. 24, 33 and 8 in there. So Chris Moore now in the mix with Dan Sale just behind him as well on the way through. 95 as well through there with number 47. So that's Martin Clare, and another of the newcomers as well, Luke Blevins, who did have a good practice and qualifying, if you remember as well. So that's maybe one of the standout stories, as well as Rhys Hardesty's good laps so far, as number 50 makes his way through Dave Glover. But number 49, William Birchall, up into the top 5 at the moment, involved in a great battle at the moment as well with number 98, Damien Crook. To you, Tim.
Just seen one rider go across the bridge and come into view now. Is it the man from Pontypool? It is indeed, number 4, Rhys Hardesty, and 87.376 miles per hour. That's not shabby at all in these conditions. 2 minutes 55.106 seconds. 34 second. And 159, Daryl Tweed is third. 12.9 seconds, the advantage that Hardesty has over Gilbert. And then it's a gap of around about 2 and a bit seconds to Daryl Tweed. Chris Moore is up into fourth position, number 33. Fifth is number 49, the newcomer, going really well, William Birchall, in these conditions. Sixth is number 98, Damien Crook. Seventh is number 24, Tom Snow. Eighth and up into eighth is number 8, Dan Sale. Ninth is number 53, Rad Hughes. 10th, number 95, and that is Martin Clare. We're hearing that number 8, Dan Sale, is a retirement further down the road. As into view comes number 35. That's the newcomer, James Leatham. He's into 13th. 12th is number 50, Dave Glover. And 11th, number 47, that newcomer, Luke Blevins. But it's Rhys Hardesty, a lap of 87.376 miles per hour. In these gloomy and wet conditions. He is ahead of number 34, Don Gilbert, by those nearly 13 seconds, and very close quarters between Gilbert and third place Tweed, number 159. Hardesty leads, cross four ways, Rob Pritchard.
Yeah, it's commanding at the moment from Rhys Hardesty, isn't it? It's a steady ride here onto the third lap coming up to cross four ways. Can hear a machine whirring away, and that is indeed number 4, Rhys Hardesty, on his way towards cross four ways, still preserving that gap he has to the 2 machines in behind him. We can just hear in the distance they'll be making their way down momentarily, we would imagine. 2 machines battling away for second and third there, and second place machine has pulled out a much bigger gap. That's number 34, Don Gilbert, as well. So some daylight a little bit between Don Gilbert and this man in third, number 159, Daryl Tweed, as well. So Don Gilbert very much in control of that particular battle for second at the moment, holding on to second. Here's number 33, Chris Moore, who we mentioned had a bit of a poor start, must have done, got caught in a gaggle of machines in that opening lap there, but he's up to fourth. There's number 98, Damien Crook. Number 24, Tom Snow. Number 49, William Birchall, still going well. Number 51 through there as well. As I saw it on the back of the leathers there anyway, at least. There's number 47. That's Luke Blevins, another of the newcomers. And number 95, Martin Clare, through as well. So as Tim's already mentioned, just a couple of retirements going on throughout there, opening up more opportunities. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, we're looking up, black clouds in the background as we look up to School Hill. A little bit of spray of water. That is number 4, Rhys Hardesty, through, and 88.021 miles per hour for that lap in these conditions. Has he extended his advantage? Visually, it looks like it is. We'll see on the timesheet shortly. Here's 34, and that is Don Gilbert, and it's there's number 159, Daryl Tweed, in third. The margin now 15.596 seconds. There's 33. Chris Moore's recovered well, getting up into fourth position now. And 2 more bikes into view, 3, 4 into view. Let's hear them across. Excellent stuff. 98, Damien Crook, is up into fifth. Sixth is number 24, Tom Snow. Seventh is number 49, William Birchall. 8th is now number 53, Rad Hughes. 9th is number 47, Luke Blevins. And 10th, number 95, Martin Clare. 88.021 for the leader, the man from Pontypool, number 4, Rhys Hardesty. He's 15.59 seconds ahead of 34, Don Gilbert, who put in a lap of 86.699 miles per hour. And then 159, Daryl Tweed is in reasonable contention there in third, and he did 86.028. But Chris Moore had put the hammer down on that lap, quickest of the race, 88.267. Hardesty leads, out to cross four ways, and Rob.
Yeah, indeed, just seems to be very consistent at the moment, despite the conditions at the moment. That battle for fifth seems to be the place to be at the moment, with number 98, Damien Crook, currently holding on to fifth at the moment, with Tom Snow and William Birchall keeping him honest. Here is your race leader, number 4, Rhys Hardesty. Here he's got that commanding advantage here at cross four ways as he prepares to make his way all the way up towards Church Bends over there. So has Don Gilbert managed to keep up that gap to the man behind him? Here is the number 34 machine here of Don Gilbert into cross four ways. That gap still seems to be relatively large, a good couple of seconds, about 2-3 seconds or so to number 159, Daryl Tweed, but making up a bit more ground again. Number 33, Chris Moore here in fourth as well, so making up a bit of ground here, Chris Moore, not only getting back into contention after that poor start as well, but just seems to be reeling in. Number 159, Daryl Tweed, a little bit. Of course, only these 2 laps remaining, of course. It might be a little bit late to be trying to catch Tweed at this point, but certainly making up the ground. 2 more machines heading into cross 4 ways here. Number 24, Tom Snow, so he's managed to get up into 5th ahead of number 98, Damien Crook, on the way through. 2 more machines on the way through. One of those is number 47, William Birchall, the newcomer. To you, Tim.
Well, the leader's about to complete 4 of 5 laps out onto their last lap. Here he is. And that is Rhys Hardesty. So he had 15-odd seconds, nearly 16 the lead he had. But Chris Moore is the man who's put the fastest lap of this race in. And that's why he's moved up into 4th. But here's the man in 2nd, 34. So that's Don Gilbert, and it is 17 seconds. There's Daryl Tweed, and there's Chris Moore. So there is around about 2.5 seconds there between Tweed and Moore. Moore has gone quickest again, 89.504 miles per hour on that lap, but also quicker on their personal best with Don Gilbert in 2nd, and in 3rd, Daryl Tweed, who's obviously aware that Chris Moore is closing in. Has Chris Moore got just a little bit too much to do? Tom Snow, he's moved up into 5th position now. And in 6th position is number 98, Damien Crook. 17.184 seconds. The advantage to our race leader, number 4, Rhys Hardesty, over number 34, Don Gilbert. Are we going to see a battle for 3rd between 159, Daryl Tweed, and 33, Chris Moore, who's the fastest man out there at the moment on this last lap? So Damien Crook in 6th, then number 98, up into 7th, number 47, a newcomer, Luke Blevins. 8th is number 95, Martin Clare, and just through there is number 9, number 50, Dave Glover. Hardesty seems to be home and hosed, but who's going to be 3rd? Rob.
I know, yeah, it's developed quite nicely towards the latter stages of this race, hasn't it? Here is your race leader. It's as you were through cross 4 ways for number 4, Rhys Hardesty, with that commanding advantage still. Still looking rather good through cross 4 ways, on his way towards Church Bends on this final lap. And indeed, Chris Moore catching Daryl Tweed in that battle for 3rd by a rate of knots at the moment as well. Another machine emerging towards cross 4 ways here. It is number 34, Don Gilbert here, but closing in behind him is number 159, Daryl Tweed, and number 33, Chris Moore. So it's a trio of them now in that battle, not just for 3rd, but potentially 2nd into the last few corners here. Chris Moore closing in behind Daryl Tweed in 3rd, and Daryl Tweed has made up a lot of ground as well on number 34, Don Gilbert in 2nd there. So this could be an exciting last few corners of this particular race for the last 2 podium places at the moment. So Don Gilbert, who's been in 2nd place throughout the current duration of this race, may just have a bit of a job on his hands in the last few corners here. Here's number 24, Tom Snow, on the way through, running well in 5th at the moment, through cross 4 ways, opening up a big gap to the rest of the field behind. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, there's a few lower order riders still to come through, and this isn't one of them, because that is our race winner. Rhys Hardesty takes the checkered flag. And who is going to be 2nd? Who's going to be 3rd? There's a gaggle of riders just gone over the bridge there. Is this the battle? It's, 2-3 into view. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? 34, 33 and 159. So Don Gilbert remains in 2nd, only just. And Chris Moore has got up into 3rd, 90.540 on that last lap. Wow, what a lap. Hardesty's the winner. He won it last year and in 2019. Over to Chris Kinley.
He certainly did, yeah, and he gone for that new slick tyre at the start. It's definitely not new now. There's steam coming off there as well. Chris Moore gets himself into that 3rd position, and the first 400 home is number 159, Daryl Tweed. So well done to Tweedy. And we'll get the machine rolled back up. That's going to need a bit of a clean after this one. Well done to Rhys Hardesty, as Tim quite rightly said, the winner last year. And he kind of got away from it, didn't he? Number 34 has got here now. A few spits of rain once again. Don Gilbert is in. So 4, 34 and 33 where you finish in order, and the first 400 home was 159. And let's get into Reese if we can, and new rear tyre on the back of that, new set of wets.
New rear tyre. I've not ridden one of them before. Wasn't sure about what I was going to think about it, but hey,
hard work.
I wasn't sure how it was going to go because it packed in this morning, but she kept going, and I was having a little look behind and trying not to use my head and just keep my head down a little bit, and it wasn't very nice out there, like. But that one was obviously for Gary. He was sat on the back all the way around, so
he's always on your shoulder, isn't he?
Oh, he is. Yeah. I would have said I wish I could get rid of him, but give it all up now to have 5 more minutes, like. So.
Absolutely.
And all the other lads as well that have gone. That's what the Ghostbusters thing's about.
I was going to ask you about that.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Yeah. It's a stave buff, man. You got to be aware of. See, I know my history.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, just a big thanks to everyone that's give a hand and run around like blue ass. Sorry, flies all day. So that wasn't too bad, was it? It could have been worse.
For you, it was quite tame.
Well, yeah, the all come out, Chris.
Well done, bud.
Thank you very much.
Buddy. Well done, cheers. Don Gilbert's going to get second place, and you just nearly missed out there, but you're there. Well done.
Yeah.
How much fun was that?
Yeah, it was good fun actually. It was I could hear the bike behind me. I thought it was my bike bouncing off the walls, but I think it was the bike behind, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chris Moore was on a charge, and also you had Daryl Tweed in there. He was on a little 400.
Yeah, it brings them a bit closer to the wet, doesn't it?
No. Was it tough? Was it tough out there? Reece was saying it's quite tough.
Yeah, it was not a lot of confidence, to be honest with you. It's a bit slippy, especially as it's the first bit of rain we've had all day, isn't it? So it's a bit slippy out there.
Podium at Billown though, that's nice.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
Well done.
Nice one.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers. Well done. We'll get Silver there to Rabbit if we can. Chris, by gum, slow start, but hey, quickest lap of the race as well.
Nicking his fastest lap money again.
Oh, I think you get 50 quid for that, you know.
Yeah, I think so. Terrible start. It just bogged down off the line. Ask anyone. I'm one of the fastest starters on these things, but this gearing change,
Wrecked your head a bit.
I don't know what went wrong, but literally I was last into the first corner there, and I just had to keep going. And
you rode well, though. Caught up with Darrell, though. I think you had 6 seconds. Then it was 2.5 seconds going in to the last lap.
Just definitely one more lap. Well, one more lap, and I would have got second. I'm sure of it, because I could have been a fruity move into Castletown corner there, but no, I wasn't doing anything dangerous today.
No point doing that.
No, absolutely not. Big thanks to Mick Outhwaite, top man, and Steve. Obviously, they put a great bike onto me every year, and I've got great sponsors with iHeat and Silver Star Services, ceramic coating, Singleton scrap metal, fantastic. Can't thank them enough.
Well done, bud.
Thank you. Cheers,
bud. Cheers. Well done. So there's your top 3. And, oh, goodness me, it's a long way down. Pete. Hello, Peter Duke. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Peter Duke a big round of applause, please. Going up to present the prizes. In third position, came from a long way back. You just heard the story there. Number 33, Chris Moore. Second position, first 600 home, Don Gilbert. Well done, Don. And following on from his win last year, the winner, number 4, well done to Reese Hardesty. Yeah, you get all the money. So well done to our top 3, well done to Chris Moore, well done to Don Gilbert, and well done to Reese Hardesty. Congratulations, folks. Well done, guys. They're going to get the Forage Inventor sparkling wine as well. And quickly, while we're just waiting for them to do that, the winner of the 400, I think the only 400 that finished was young Daryl Tweed.
Aye, so it seems to be. Hey, there's not many sitting around me here. So
how was that?
It was good. Now got away, got a good start. Was away with them front boys there, and was just tipping away in third, quite happy. And then I sort of had a look behind me coming up the church and seen a white bike coming. I actually thought it was number 3, the 400. So I tried to
Alan Oversby.
Yeah, I tried to put the hammer down then, and then when I come by, I was never so relieved to see it was a 250.
He's quick.
Oh, he's quick, all right, riding well in them conditions. Hey,
you've had this bike a wee while now, haven't you?
This wee bike's been here a few times, so it has. Ruben McPhee builds this wee bike, and great wee bike it is. Hey, so it's done me a lot of good over the years.
Good man. Well done, Darryl.
Thanks.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers. So there we go, Darryl Tweed, and he'll be getting his award in a minute. So, Tim, just to tidy up, just you tidy things up there for a second. We're just going to do a podium with one person on. That'll be Darryl Tweed in a moment or two.
Yeah, just some breaking news. Unfortunately, we aren't going to get race 4 on our programme tonight, which is the first of the three-wheeling sidecar classic race 1. Unfortunately, the road closure is 9 o'clock, and what are we now? Coming up to 20 to 9, so it's really going to be a bit of a push to get these sidecars out, and they don't want to really put too much pressure on, and the roads, of course, are wet. So that will be it for this evening. So let's go back to the podium and Chris Kinley.
Yeah, that is a bit of a shame that we're not going to get the last race of the day, and apologies if I did say 9:30 a bit early on, but it is going to be obviously 9 o'clock. Their roads have to be open for, so the machines being wheeled back. Just watch yourself there, bud. Just mind your back there. Mind your back there. Don't want to get you run over. Needs to get the bike up onto the podium as Chris Moore's bike gets rolled away. There's Rhys Hardesty's machine, and Don's bikes are away. Good to see a few people have stuck around for the podium presentation. We'll get it rolled back up there in a second or two, and then we'll finish off the rest of the day, and then we'll hand back to Tim and Rob just to finish off for the day. We'll head back and just look at those clouds over towards the old airport there, looking a bit dark, but it is starting to get on in the day. So here we go. This will test the man. Good lad, he's done that a few times. Look at that, practice that. That's top job, that. So, ladies and gentlemen, the final award of the day. Mrs. Peck is going to go up and present this. Mrs. Peck, off you go up. Sorry, Sir Miles. Give Mrs. Peck a round of applause, please, folks. She's come to do the awards for tonight. Thank you. Off you, that young man there. Darryl, if you go up, please. And, ladies and gentlemen, the first rider home in the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike race is number 159, Darryl Tweed. Well done, Darryl. Good stuff. Give him a round of applause, folks, for those guys and girls that have stuck around. Thank you to Darryl. He gets the cap, and of course, he'll be the fastest lap of the race. He'll get an extra 50 quid in his pocket as well. So there we go. Let's hand over the sparkling wine. There we go. I'm sure the boys will enjoy that. So the winner of the 400 part of the Jeff Duke Superbike race. Thank you to Mrs. Pegg for the final time this evening. Well done to Darryl Tweed. Tim, back to you.
Thanks very much indeed, Chris. Just a very quick final word out at Cross Four Ways from Rob Pritchard, and a real shame for the chairs, but perfectly understandable. We've had the very inclement weather down here this evening, and we are just running out of a window to get that race in before the roads have to be reopened.
Yeah, indeed, and it's not just time, but it's light as well, possibly caused by all the cloud that we've had round here as well. It is getting late in the day. The nights are indeed getting longer, but even just a tiny bit of cloud can start to just change things a little bit in terms of the light. And as has already been pointed out, the wet weather and the subsequent short delay around what was going to happen with the Junior Superbike race just means that there isn't quite enough time to get the sidecars out there. We'll wait and see what the schedule looks like for tomorrow with that news in mind. But it must be said, though, that after the delays leading into this, just because of the weather conditions, this Junior Superbike race, we still got a very enjoyable contest out there on the course. Particularly that battle for third place was a great highlight, and such a commanding, steady ride as well from number 4, Rhys Hardesty, to take the victory there. And hopefully we can potentially see conditions start to improve throughout tomorrow. But I think, as Tim, with your forecast, you said, I'm not going to hold my breath, but we do always hope for the best. So still a very pleasant end to proceedings here, and I think it's just another shining example of just the quality of organisation here that the likes of the Southern 100 Club and all the staff here have in terms of getting those races on where it's possible as well. Without all those, the marshals, the course inspectors and all the other staff besides, it simply doesn't happen. And because of their good decision making, we still got a very entertaining race to round off the day quite nicely here. So as the damp conditions continue and the light begins to fade here at Cross Four Ways, I keep my fingers crossed, and I'm sure everyone else does, that we get a good day of racing tomorrow. In the meantime, though, Tim, from Cross Four Ways, back to you.
Thank you very much, Rob, and thanks to Chris as well. So just to sum up then, race 1, the MSP-R Singles Classic race, a little bit of history made with two female riders on the podiums. Great to see that, but it was a win in the 350s for a first-time win for Will Loader, but Shelley Pike was in second, and in the 250s, Andy Hunt took the honours, but Angela Cragg got onto the podium. So well done, girl power to the fore in that singles race. Race 2, the Foraging Vintners 1100cc Classic Race, and that was a first win there for Andy Hornby. And good pace was set there as well. Second, Joe Yeardsley, and third, Richard Ford. And then we've just had, well, an aborted start. The rain came lashing down. Wets were put on and seemed to be the order of the day. And a third win here at Billown in this meeting for Rhys Hardesty to take the honours in the Jeff Duke Junior Superbike race, which was reduced down to 5 laps. Don Gilbert was second, and Chris Moore was the fastest man out there and got himself up after a dreadful start up into third. The heavens have absolutely opened here now. It is pouring down. Absolutely chucking it down here. So whether we'd had enough time or not, I'm not sure. They would have been going anyway. It is torrential rain. So will they try and make it up for the sidecars a little bit tomorrow? We'll wait and see. But we are due to have another set of races tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races on the order. The roads will close tomorrow on Sunday at 1 p.m. with racing through to 6 p.m. The road's still here. They're closed at the moment. You have to wait for the roads open car to come round. And until that roads open car has come round, you do not go onto the course. It is absolutely hoeing it down. Lashing it down, as we say on the Isle of Man here at the Colas Billown Course. What a shame. I think we'll just sit this one out before making any attempt to get near the car, because you're going to get absolutely soaked. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our coverage. We'll be back tomorrow on air when the roads close at 1 o'clock. Let's head back to Broadcasting House.